Welcome back to Raised by Spoilers, everyone. I'm your host, Luigi Mario. Joining me tonight is Mario, followed by Mario, Toad Mario, Nintendo Geek, all the way from Ronin Geek's official pod, Mario's Alex Austin as he struggles to keep a mustache on his lip, and your deadliest Mario DM, Plebeian Adam. Tonight, we watch the movie Nintendo of America wants you to forget about as we break down, as we all laugh at each other right now. What I will simply say is Super Mario Brothers 1993. The Wizard of Oz meets Blade Runner. Looks like we're not in Brooklyn anymore, Luigi. So, before we even start with the movie, please, professionalism, folks. Before we even start,
squishing my top
that's fine.
Together. It's so weird.
What is everybody's history with the Mario franchise? This is a beloved franchise and a beloved fucking game character. It's a happy Italian Heritage Month, even though it might not be. Eat your spaghetti and meatballs, extra pizza, make it spicy. What? No mammal?
No mammal.
No mammal. Adam. Okay. Adam. When was the first time you played Mario?
From the beginning.
Yeah?
My dad was kind of into technology.
Okay.
When he was younger. He still kind of likes to dabble.
You never really stopped.
Never really, yeah. No, he was kind of one of those weird guys. He's an electrician. And I had a neighbor that owned a computer company. So my dad was very early on. We were one of the first to have DSL. So that gives you a sense. We had a Nintendo very early on.
Okay.
So I played Mario pretty much as soon as I was kind of old enough. It came out before I was really conscious enough to be around. But the moment I was able to play video games, all I had was a regular
Mario's
Nintendo.
always been in your life.
Mario's been in my life since day one. There's very few Mario games I have not played.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have a favorite Mario game?
Galaxy.
Galaxy, eh?
Yeah.
Wow. You're going to do Uncle Mario dirty like that, eh? Good for you.
You also had a GameCube then.
I had a GameCube. I actually did not play Super Mario Sunshine.
Okay.
And I did not play...
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Sunshine. Galaxy was a Wii.
Galaxy was the Wii,
My
yeah.
bad.
And I'd never... The one of the two I've never played was Sunshine and Super Mario 64.
Okay.
Those are the only two I've never played.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Interesting.
Nintendo Geek, it comes with the name. What's your history with Mario?
I want to say we had an original Nintendo,
Okay.
but it was broken when I was still like super young. I remember playing it vaguely, but apparently the power cord got like ripped out of it, or mice chewed through it or something. So I remember playing mostly with the Super Nintendo, with Mario Kart. But the one that I always go back to and I can speed run in like a day, a couple of hours even, is Super Mario World.
Okay.
That's like my always like go back to. I got really good at the first half of the game because my Super Nintendo, the cartridge, doesn't hold a save anymore.
Oh.
So it's 50-50 if you turn it off. If you're going to
There's a belly
get your...
laugh with a mustache on. Just really sold it. Kept presetting on me.
Yeah. So if I turn it off, I had to get as far as I can because then if I turn it off, it's probably going to erase the file.
Brutal.
That's
yeah.
how you got good at speed running?
Brutal.
I can get to 90%. There's a few, I refuse to look it up. There's a few of the red boards that, or do you call them boards? Levels? I call them boards.
Warp whistles and
No, like the actual stages.
Swazzle stars.
Levels.
I call them boards. I don't know why. But there's a few of the red boards that I refuse to look up where the key is. And to this day, I've never 100%ed it.
Really?
But I will find those without the help of a cheat.
One day.
Or a walkthrough, yeah.
You're encouraged with bravery. Fantastic. Alex Austin.
My history with Mario goes very far back.
Yeah?
I would say Mario 2.
Mario 2.
Is the first one I personally remember playing, but I remember watching my dad play Mario 1.
The one that's not Mario.
The one that you pick up.
Yeah, the
Turn-ups?
one that's basically, was it Puyo Puyo Kingdom or whatever?
Yeah.
Or balloon fight. I wanna
Yeah.
say, right?
Okay.
So that was the first one I ever personally played.
Wow.
And then, but yeah, I remember watching my dad do the first one, and then we didn't have that, or we did, but I didn't play it. Mm-hmm. And I recall him having rented the second one and played that a few times. But the third one is the one I definitely had. Mario 3 on the original NES is what I had.
That one apparently was really hard.
Yeah, I don't know. As a kid, you just kind of play things, and
Yeah.
you don't really have a reference point point, I guess, back then. So like it was fine, and we used to beat it and stuff. It was because we'd trade off, me and my cousins and stuff. We'd get through levels and things.
Yeah.
And then but I still remember the visceral feeling of the first day I saw Super Mario World.
Oh yeah.
On a kid's NES that lived down SNES that lived down the street from me. He didn't even know the.
You felt jealousy for the first time.
Dude, the most pure.
You weren't like, my God. You were like, oh no.
How do I bury a body?
This rage inside of me is uncontrollable.
Exactly. And the words, not having the words as a child, but the feeling would have been like, the fuck am I looking at right now? Like, what is this?
You went back to Mario 3 and it was just all muted. The colors were not saturated enough. It was
the frame rate low. Like,
Where's my Yoshi?
why am I
Exactly,
flying so much?
Yeah. And I just remember being absolutely obsessed with that for so long. And then I don't know. And then I did play that. Although I think when I really fell in love with Mario was probably in 64. So
Yeah,
probably,
hey?
Mario 64 was the first time I was actually like, this is one of my favorite franchises. It's a mainstay in my life now. I would play all of them. Like it's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
And the first 3D game experience that I think, well, unless you had a Sega. But the first 3D game that I experienced was because I had a Sega, but then we let my cousin borrow it. They kept buying games for him, so we never got it back.
Yeah.
So
The
it was
old
weird
crazy.
with the camera view and stuff. I'm like, it was hard.
Yeah.
See, and I remember the first 3D game being not F-Zero. What's the one with Fox?
Star Fox.
Star Fox.
Yeah. It's going all the way back for sure. But
Yeah.
Mario 64
Cool.
for me.
What was your first Mario?
I really didn't play a lot of Mario. I was a Sega kid. I didn't grow up with an SNES. I grew up with a 64, and I grew up with the wrong 64 games, apparently, like Banjo-Kazooie
Ooh, hell
and
Hell yeah, dude.
Diddy Kong Racing, and I didn't grow up with Super Mario Kart or whatever you guys call it.
Yeah.
There was a huge feud when we first started dating, and you were like, because I had Diddy Kong, but I never played it because I grew up with Mario games.
It's a superior racing game.
And then we would always fight
Superior.
because I'm like, why would you play Diddy Kong Racing when Mario Kart is so much better?
No,
And
Diddy
then you
Kong
would
is a
always
superior
beat me
game.
at Diddy Kong, and I'm like, this is a stupid game.
Okay, this explains why. Because I remember going to your house one of the first times we were hanging out, or not first times, but early on when we were friends, and you're like, Adam, we're gonna do Mario Kart, and I fucking trounced you. 'cause
Yeah,
you
I
didn't
know
know
it.
the
I have
boost.
no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, you
No,
just
it is.
wanted something to
I'm
do.
just
I was
happy
getting
to
so
play.
mad
I'm the
at
guy
you.
now who's just like, yep,
Because you were cheating.
I'm happy to be here.
Why?
I
Yeah.
wasn't cheating. I just knew the boost move. You know when you jump off and you get the boost?
Yeah.
You just didn't know you could do that.
No, nothing.
I've never
I-
won another race because
Brutal,
you
man.
showed him that.
I rented Smash Brothers. I had cousins that had these games, but like I grew up with like GoldenEye,
Oh, hell yeah.
like I don't want to say like not the baby games, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had the other like bullshit bang for your buck like Shadows of the Empire and Collectathon stuff where
Oh,
it
yeah.
was anything from Rare. So that's
Yeah.
where it was later in life that I actually like played Mario 64. I never played Sunshine. I've never played Galaxy. I've like the Mario catalog for me is World, 64, and then Kart, Doctor in the retro throwback, right? When he finally gave up plumbing and earned enough money to go back to school.
Yeah.
And golf when he
Oh.
finally retired from being a doctor and then hit the course,
Tennis?
right? Tennis, I vaguely remember playing. I think we rented it once, but I've never like really owned a Mario game until later on. And then the real first Mario game I've ever actually completed, because I won't say beat because there's still like the dark side of the moon, is Odyssey.
Yeah.
So that's my history of this Italian
sense.
stallion is just fucking Odyssey. And Odyssey's a delight. Granted, when we're in the arcade, I play the shit out of Donkey Kong.
Sure.
I love that game. But that's Mario for me, folks.
Yeah.
Woo!
I mean, Mario Odyssey, objectively,
Oh, it's
I mean,
phenomenal.
one of the greatest platformers
It's
ever made.
it's a love letter
Wildly good.
to a game series I don't know anything about.
See, I didn't play Mario Sunshine because we didn't have a GameCube. We like skipped past GameCube and went right to the Wii. But I did play it. It's gonna date everybody here, but
It's
you know
okay.
when McDonald's used to have the video game room?
The video
Oh,
game
yeah.
kiosk,
It was like
kiosk.
the big giant console.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
That's
want
the
one of those.
only time
Yeah.
that I've ever played Mario Sunshine was going to McDonald's and playing it on the kiosk.
I mean, you don't need one. You just go buy a retro console, and whenever your kids get to a certain level, you just walk by it and reset it.
No, I want
Welcome to pain.
I used to trip on the wire
Oh,
when
yeah?
my dad was playing.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, not good.
Rage inducing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Two Brooklyn plumbers, Bob Hopkins is Mario, and John, the legend Leguizamo, is Luigi Mario, must travel to another dimension to rescue Samantha Mantis as Princess Daisy. Shocker, not Peach. What the fuck was going on there? From the evil dictator, Dennis Hopper, King Koopa. Don't know why it's not Bowser.
He wasn't known as Bowser till later.
Well, listen, I still have questions. It stopped him from taking over the worlds. Also with Lance Henriksen, who is the gentleman from the Alien franchises.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
The robot. And Andor's powerhouse, Fiona Shaw.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised because I didn't realize she was in this movie.
Fiona Shaw is Mama Dursley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Dursley.
Ah,
Yeah, man.
Okay.
She's looking young and hot in this fucking movie, man. I will say. So I'll realistically say it's a Super Mario All-Star cast on paper.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. Yeah.
First real shitty
These
references.
poor cast members had no idea
For
what they signed up for.
Released on May 28th, 1993, with a budget of $42 million and only made about 39 back. I realized looking at that, I want to say Adam was about to correct me because I want to say it was 49 million by the end of it all. They had lost and went over budget. That is also not including DVD or VHS sales. And the movie itself right now is sitting at a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Before we get into the rest of it in the history, what do we all think? Plebby and Adam.
I've seen this movie, I think 5-ish times now.
Okay.
Maybe 4, somewhere in that realm. This is the first time I enjoyed it.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe it's because generational. Maybe at this point there's a level of, I don't know. Maybe there's a level of I've accepted shittier, I don't want to say shittier movies, but just complete, I don't care. I'm just here for a good time type of stuff. We've watched a lot of those because of this series.
Sure.
And those have kind of loosened me up and got me ready for, it's okay for something to just be like imaginatively chaos.
Yeah.
And just fun. And I don't know why. Maybe it's, again, part of the people you watch it with.
Right. We laughed the entire time. And we barely drank or anything like that on this episode. Normally with Raised by Spoilers, we do have 1 or 2 beverages beforehand. But this one, we kind of went in dry and we fucking giggled.
We had a
because it's
good
ridiculous.
Time. It's so mad. And I don't know. I enjoyed it. There are some times, like, it's not a perfect movie, obviously.
And we'll get into that.
But I definitely laughed. I think before I used to just think, oh my God, this is awful. Now I went, you know what? This is so bad, but it's great.
Yeah.
As long as you're willing to go for a ride, as long as you're not so like, oh, that's not the Mario universe. As long as you're not that tied to it and all you want are some fun references, some good jokes, and some ridiculousness, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Nintendo Geek.
Yeah, same. Like, I've only seen this, I want to say, twice. This is my second time seeing it. I seen it years ago, but I totally forgot everything about it. So I might as well have been just seeing it for the first time again.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I remember the first time we watched it, I hated it. I'm like, what the heck is this? This isn't Mario. Da-da-da. Like, you know, what is even the plot? Why isn't it Princess Peach? Like, what the heck, you know? But now, look, like, knowing all the history of it and what everyone went through and like the rewriting and everything, like if it wasn't a Mario movie, it's a funny, weird science fiction alternate dimension, like
lizard people in New York,
clusterfuck.
gators in the sewer kind of vibe.
The only thing that really drags it down is Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, the Mario Brothers get in their own fucking way in this film.
Yeah, if it wasn't Super Mario Brothers like endorsed by Nintendo, it would be like a really weird, culty, just like bizarre, like Fifth Element-esque, like just people walking around in like, you know, ridiculously big costumes.
Neo-punk, almost a cyberpunky sort of dystopian
like
New York
Mad
with a lot of
Max,
neon
Blade
sign.
Runner, Fifth Element. But it was, I didn't hate it. It was actually really funny. And there was like a loose plot through it. Like it made sense other than it not really making sense within the Super Mario world. It's like they kind of took a few different things like the Dino Kingdom and the Mushroom Kingdom, and like they really ran with those two things very, very, very
strongly.
Loosely.
Like realistic, like this is what's happening, and it's like, no.
Do you think you enjoyed it more because you have context from the franchise itself?
I think
like
so.
you understand the Mushroom Kingdom. You understand who
and they just
Luigi
made it very
and
literal.
Mario
It's a
is.
very literal adaptation
Yeah. Right.
of the little things that they mention in Super Mario.
Right. In those very short text boxes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do have to say something before we move on real quickly. While you were talking and I was looking at you, did you purposefully do your eye makeup like Daisy's?
I didn't mean to. I was trying to look like Bowser.
Oh, okay.
I know, it's like the wings. Also,
Yeah.
I did it for like the anime thing, but like, no, I was trying to do my eyeshadow like, or you can't really tell, but it's like a gold and red like glitter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it kind of looked like his, or King Koopa's
Yeah, sir.
eyeshadow.
I just noticed that Daisy I thought she had really wide eyes, and then I realized it was her makeup, and I
It
noticed
wasn't. She
you
didn't
had
have the
similar makeup.
wing. She just had really thick eyeliner. But the good thing about it is that you start from the middle of your eye, and then
Yeah.
you bring it out. That way, you're not closing your eye in. It makes it bigger.
Got it.
Major Pausette vibes here.
Yeah, but I was trying to look like more like Bowser or King Koopa.
Well, that's
Awesome.
fun. Alex Austin, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
I'm so glad you've been on. I'm so glad you've
We
experienced
laughed
this.
our ass off with this one.
It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Have you seen this before? Did you go to the show to see it?
Oh, decades ago.
Yeah?
I didn't go to the show to see it, no, but I saw
You've
I
seen
would've it
He-Man,
first
but
decades
you
ago.
missed
My parents did not take me to see this one.
They
Interesting.
probably
wonder
were like,
why.
No.
So,
sex and violence, folks.
certainly the whole like stripper-esque sort of
Okay.
feel of some of those scenes would have definitely been an issue in that.
Yeah.
I would imagine that they would have heard of that beforehand. But it's one we rented after, I remember, so I definitely do remember seeing it when I was a kid, and then once maybe when I was like around 20. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
It's been a couple decades since I last saw it. But yeah, wow, what an interesting movie. I think she hit it right on the head. This is a very literal interpretation
Yeah.
of everything from the Mario games.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
write the thing about Mario down on paper. Now make that as the most literal
There's
interpretation of that thing as
mushrooms,
you can.
and he's Italian, and
yeah.
a plumber, and there's Luigi,
Yeah.
and there's a Yonkadong.
And when they say Mushroom Kingdom,
yeah.
they're saying it like ironically because there's mushrooms growing everywhere. You
Right,
know what
it
I
would be
mean?
a cave,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because the people living in the Mushroom Kingdom are literally toadstools.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
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 that's the people that live there.
Yeah.
It's so it was the most literal interpretation possible, and I mean there's certain things that I would have liked to see them at least have a shot at in here because they did so much crazy bullshit for this movie. It's like,
Yeah.
why not go all out with a toadstool person of some sort? You know, they could have easily done it. I feel like given what they spent.
They
so.
tried, but like they just gave the guy like a weird spiral haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
yeah,
that's
did we
true.
want mushroom
That's
people though in this?
It's easy, just wear.
Did we
shower-
want
I mean,
mushroom people?
You know what? They gave me
We
a little
had
bit of
lizard
everything
people
else.
and mushroom people.
You know
yeah.
what they should have done is Toad, the character Toad, should have been de-evolved. Mm-hmm. And then
He just screams.
he
He just screams.
and you know what? Actually, it would have been funny if like he gone to save Mario had gone to save his girlfriend Danielle or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Toad would have been there and just been like, "Sorry, she's in another prison."
Yo, that would have been incredible. Wrong cell, Mario.
Yeah, but no, I mean, if he had like shown up as like if he got de-evolved, kind of like the King did, and then
Yeah.
that's how he becomes Toadstool.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been a kind of cool little.
Yeah.
That would have been horrifying.
It would have been horrible.
David Cronenberg's body horror.
Okay,
the
like
fly.
nothing else in
He
this.
turned him into a mushroom man. His insides ripped apart, and then he fungied.
Like nothing else in this movie was terrifying.
I'm sure
Well-
we'll get into the phallus that was the king of the Mushroom Kingdom
That
at
is
some
true.
point. But yeah, that's
I want to hear what Rich had.
Never seen this movie before.
Oh, really?
This is my first go.
We
I
watched
did a
it
li-
together.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
just
Well, then you
repressed
call me.
it.
Yeah, I did. It was very traumatic. So I probably have seen this movie once. This is my second viewing of Mario.
oh
Okay.
This is my second viewing of Mario.
What do you think?
I had a lot of fun, and the problem was at one point, I think Nintendo Geek literally sits back and goes, "Shit, is this going to be a 10? Is this going to be our first 10?"
Are we gonna give it a 9?
And I laughed so hard because I'm like, fuck, I'm having a really fun time with this movie. Oh no. So instead of processing what's happening on screen, I am now in my own head going, oh no, this could be a 9. We're having a blast. We're laughing. Or one of us is finding something funny, or there's a reference in the background.
Yeah.
And we're chuckling and we're like, what are you laughing at? And you're like, the fucking thing over there says the fish lips. And we're like, whoa. Right. And we're having a blast. And then the third act begins. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third act.
Unlike
And
Conan,
then-
it only has one of those.
The movie completely just falls apart for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up until they start turning off the heat and were making their way through the building.
Yeah.
The last 35 minutes.
The
of movie.
last 30 minutes of the movie, not even 35, like the last 30 minutes of the movie, when he goes to jump and Leguizamo Luigi goes to grab him, but he's hooked by his pants.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've lost me.
From that
Right
point on.
here,
Yeah.
this moment, it all fell apart.
Yeah.
Except for the elevator scene, which I
That
think
was
after that.
before. The elevator scene was before.
Yeah, it was before that.
Because the
Oh,
elevator
okay.
scene
We're
happened.
We're starting at the end. We should go back.
We're gonna go back to the beginning,
Yeah.
folks. Don't worry. I'm sorry. But we have a show and there's a template that we stick by. But the elevator scene when the fucking lizards all start dancing, I was in tears because I'm like, this is it. They've never made a more perfect movie before. This is the funniest fucking thing I've seen in a long time. It's just so
That's the
goofy
intro.
and ridiculous. It's so perfect, right? And everyone, you
it's
can
so
tell.
weird, the gloves.
You can tell that the guys in the suits are giggling underneath 300 pounds of mechanical prosthetics and weighted fucking football gear.
Can you imagine?
The smell or the weight? The sweat? Oh my God. Because they're all in like Stormtrooper SS fucking coats, just dying. So, before we get into the plot and the history of it, because I want to throw it around, because I know Adam did a little bit of research too. Mario was originally poached to be Dustin Hoffman.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Dustin Hoffman was going to play Mario. And then a man who needs no introduction, who they were actually after to play Mario, Sir Danny DeVito. Yes, I just knighted him on air.
I was going to say, how did he use a knight?
Yes, I just knighted Danny DeVito on our air.
He declined it, though.
He did. They were going to give him a
Why?
director's credit.
Oh, were they?
They were going to give
You're
him
right,
like,
they did say they were
we
going to
give you a
yeah,
director's
shit.
credit. You were going to be Mario, a director's credit, and a fucking fat check.
Look at them coming in hot with
They
the
were
offer, huh?
really being like, hey, we're going to
Wow.
make a lot more of these Mario movies if it hits. And he turned it down. Luigi was supposed to be Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
What the hell?
but Nintendo didn't think he had the balls or the chops to act in this fucking movie as
Wow.
Luigi.
What's the weirdest part is because they were going for, at the time when they were writing the script, it was a far more serious script than it even is now, and darker and stuff like that. And Tom Hanks had been known for comedies at that point.
The Burbs,
Yeah,
Big.
Big and the
Big,
Burbs.
yep.
Big, the
Big and the
Burbs,
Burbs
there's
would
a
have been
few
his
of
biggest
them.
two credits up to
Yeah,
that point.
Splash I think came out
Oh, yeah,
before
Splash
too.
was before
Splash
this.
was fun
He had
too.
had a few flops mixed with, mostly being known for comedy. So like,
Yeah.
well, he
Yeah.
can't do a serious
Yep.
Luigi.
No.
So they didn't, they dropped him. They got cold feet and dropped him.
Didn't he win an Oscar like
That
the next-
year.
the-
That year he did.
Yeah.
They didn't do the movie with Tom Hanks and he went and won an Oscar in
Yeah.
another movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Koopa, Bowser himself, friend of the show, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No shit.
They wanted Arnold.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
throwback to another unannounced episode that we haven't put out yet, but Michael Keaton was cast to play fucking Koopa as well, and he declined.
Insane, dude.
Yeah.
Look at them just swinging for the fences.
Swinging for people,
Wow.
right? Twins, a bunch of people, a bunch of big movies come out,
Yeah.
right? Because they wanted Keaton because of Batman. This is 93. So
And it was Tim Burton.
this wasn't Tim Burton. But
Oh, it wasn't?
This movie was not directed by Tim Burton.
No.
Who the hell was it directed by?
We'll get to that in a minute. Are you familiar with Max Headroom?
Yes.
We'll get into that then.
Oh my God.
Toad was going to be played by actor and musician Tom Waits, I should say.
Wild.
Yeah, man, complete
That's
left
out
field.
of left
Granted,
field.
go listen to some Tom Waits. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just not everybody's taste. But
Yeah, I think generic blues guy probably worked out a little bit better.
I don't know why they went with generic blues guy and thing. If anything, it should have been like weird synthy bullshit. But
I'm going to assume he wasn't the same actor that played Under the Suit, though.
no,
I didn't think so.
Probably not.
no, not at all.
Although he
yeah.
is credited on the IMDb page as being in the suit.
I love that his picture is the dinosaur version.
Mojo Nixon is his IMDb is the lizard face man on IMDb, and it's hilarious. It's just so charming because
That's
he's
amazing.
smiling, he's having a great day. We've got all of these beautiful, serious actors, and then Mojo Nixon as Toad.
Do they get to choose? Like, could they call in and be like, "Hey, yo, use this picture instead"?
They could.
Okay.
They
They
could,
probably-
or their publicist calls in. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think anyone actually on here Googles
No,
or calls up, thing. But yeah, Adam, you want to take over or you want me to keep going?
No, you can keep going. I'll just kind of add in things.
All right. Max Headroom.
Yeah.
Max Headroom.
Max Headroom. Yeah, I've seen it.
Television series that debuted in 85, aired on Channel 4 with the initial series of 13 episodes. The creators of Max Headroom are the ones who actually directed the Mario movie.
Wow.
Yeah. We are going to go with
A husband and wife duo.
Thank you, Adam.
Wow.
I was gonna say when I was looking at the credits in the beginning,
Annabelle
of the movie,
Jankel and Rocky Morton.
Thank
and
you.
the casting was also
The gloves.
done.
I couldn't.
I know,
I
it's
can't
so
work
hard.
the computer fast enough with the gloves on.
I think the casting crew were also married, or they had the same last name. So it's like, did everyone just marry? Like, is it just all married couples working on this movie?
In a way, right?
Interesting.
So, okay. So yeah, they were the ones that created Max Headroom.
Interesting.
Yeah. When first Jeff said he was, they went through various avenues and they didn't think that it would work. And somehow using the Mario franchise and story of the castles and everything was a little bit too medieval. And they wanted to go with a little bit more modern, futuristic take. And then using Max Headroom as this huge like cyberpunk thing, it was the way they wanted to go. I think the one quote here I have is, the creators, we come from a Tim Burton school of filmmaking because it's our background is in animation and comic books. It's Cal Arts, folks, for those who don't know. So we started off basing everything off in reality and then tried to have fun and exaggerate it as much as possible. Class, do we think that worked for the Mario movie?
I don't know. I did appreciate when I did the wide angle like view of the alleyway, or the main street
In the factory.
Dino Hatton, and
Yeah.
it's like Bill's Bullet Bill's Cafe, or like there's like the Thwomp shoes, and like there's a lot of neon signs and a lot of stuff going on in the background. That was a lot of like one said Sparky, just in like a electrified like neon sign.
Yeah.
Like, it referenced a lot of the creatures. Or a lot of the monsters you find in Mario.
Yeah.
So I did appreciate they packed so many Easter eggs in there.
It was also really busy. Like, it was just a nice set. It was a nice busy set. There was a lot going on, a lot of dressing. Yeah. I thought you're right, on that particular set, I think they did very, very good.
A lot of cast members too, like a lot of extras.
Do you know why they did so good on the set?
Why?
You can take it.
Go ahead. I can't read mine, so I don't know where you're headed with this.
The stage. What's the position called? I always forget. The guy who does the sets, who builds the sets and
Set designer?
set designer.
Yeah, production designer and set designer.
Yeah, is
found-
the same one from Blade Runner.
Oh, so
the
he
world
literally just rebuilt Blade Runner, but put Mario signs everywhere. Oh, and then everything was Koopa themed, like Koopa phone.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we're gonna pull back just a second. So they found an abandoned concrete factory.
Okay.
Where they would make like concrete.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why they also had access to the reservoir when they're dumping all the garbage and like these locations is just around North Carolina. Not only did he do Blade Runner, but the set designer that's Creature Effects. I apologize. You're right. He did Blade Runner. He did Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He did the whole 9 yards. Television programs that we would probably be familiar with, especially from Raised by Spoilers. There's Buck Rogers from the 21st Century and Battlestar Galactica.
Wow.
But I want to say
Like the original Battlestar Galactica?
the original Battlestar.
Cool.
Yeah.
The original Battlestar.
Wow.
It was quite the star-studded cast. What I thought was so amazing by this was, if we go back to like how they chose it, Nintendo, when they were pitched this, by a lot of the big companies.
Yeah.
All the big ones, name them, they probably pitched to Nintendo because they all wanted it. This company, Illumination or something? Illumination, they were a nobody in the industry. And they came up with...
Illumination?
Sorry?
The Illumination?
No. Old
just
Illumination.
old-
This Illumination doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, that's
Universal
right.
Studios, Universal owns the Illumination now.
Okay.
Yeah. So they showed up and had their pitch, which was serious and adult, kind of like what we got.
Yeah.
Was it exactly what we got? Absolutely, probably not. But it was absolutely adult, dark, and this realistic version.
Yeah.
And I guess Nintendo liked it so much, they actually took the less amount of money that Illumination was willing to pay them because they could only pay so much, rather than the bigger pockets of all the other companies that pitched to them.
Yeah.
More than any other time talking about movies in my life, I would have wanted to be in that boardroom that day to hear them talking about their plan for this movie. Can you imagine these Japanese execs being like, well, Mario, does he have a girlfriend? Oh, yeah. He's got a girlfriend and she's banging, dude. She's got this massive rack.
Absolutely.
Like, can you imagine?
She's in a pencil skirt the whole time.
I think you and I talked about this too, though, over the course of the morning when
Yeah.
we had coffee, where it's just like these scripts are getting passed back and forth to Nintendo to the studio to the writers, and in a weird sort of very Japanese cultural way, they're not saying it's awful.
No,
they're
they're too
just
polite. They
happy
will
to read a
never-
script.
Yeah.
They don't. I'm not saying they don't realize, but they're just like, yeah, we get to read a script. This is something completely different that we normally do at Nintendo.
And even if it was
they're just
bad-
happy to have scripts come in. Whether they're good scripts or bad scripts, they're not saying, oh, this is the script for our movie. They're just reading a script and are thrilled.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, oh, wow. Well, thank you very much for working on this. If you think this is good enough to present it to me, then it's finished. Not that it needs revision and we got to keep working on it and they want feedback and checks and balances. Because in Japanese culture, it's done right.
Yeah.
Before it even fucking hits
That's
the
right.
desk.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So they were good for it. The other thing, too, is Nintendo did not need the fucking money whatsoever.
No.
This was sort of not even product
Actually, this is
placement
when
week.
they were still going through with Sega. Like they were always like behind Sega by like a year.
I ain't
So
seen a
they were
Sonic
still
movie for another 20 years or 30 years at this
Nintendo,
point.
they were a big
so they
company, but this was still like a really early time where anything could really just like cut them back.
Yeah.
No, to my understanding, there were two reasons they were willing to go through with a lot of these, like this wild plot was their first thought, and they've openly stated it, that they said Mario was too big to fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
They thought it doesn't
believe
matter
it.
what happened with this
Yeah.
movie, Mario will be fine. The games will be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't care. This isn't a setback. The other one is they wanted to use that. The reason they were pitched and really liked the adult themed one was because they were aiming for the adults who were buying the games for their kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They wanted this to be for them to get them into gaming.
And then for tone piece, too, we got to remember Batman 89, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes out in 1990 as well.
Yeah.
So there is already a bar for practical, dark, gritty. I wouldn't even say
Blade
dark,
Runner
gritty.
too, a few years before that.
Blade Runner a few years before that. I wouldn't even say, but Blade Runner didn't get big till way later.
True.
That's the thing.
Very true.
People
Yeah.
hated Blade Runner.
Yeah.
There's a weird moment where I wouldn't say dark and gritty as much as we get into like, Batman v Superman or even the Dark Knight franchises
Yeah.
where it's a dark, gritty superhero film. As much as this feels grungy.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a grungy Domino's ad.
Yeah.
Batman 89 is gothic, but also incredibly rusty and
So this is just going
like
with the
grungy.
tone.
It's a different tone, and that's the tone of the time because they're all trying to one up each other because they want to be the next big fucking Tim Burton,
Yeah.
and you can't
No.
because Hollywood already has got a Tim Burton,
Yeah.
and they need movies that'll make money.
And his name
not
is Timmy
artsy
Burton.
yeah, they don't need Timothy Burton. They don't need artsy fartsy kids wasting money. But they're all throwing bags of cash at these young directors to be like, oh, yeah, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
It's
That's how
interesting.
you end up with a Joel Schumacher. One other thing too
Yeah.
about like the Nintendo sort of taking a risk on this too. I think that they probably knew, at least the executives probably knew that they were making. So it's a large bet. It's $42 million. Say
Yep.
if they indeed paid for the whole thing,
49.
which they realistically didn't pay for the whole thing. Probably it's just their license or whatever. But I think that they saw this as potentially a learning opportunity, and I think they did learn from it in terms of how far they're willing to license this.
They
It
didn't
took
pay
30
anything. They
years.
got paid.
Okay, see, so they were fine. So from a
Nintendo
commercial
got paid.
standpoint, from a commercial standpoint, they're good,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
It goes to show that this came out and now it is 30 years later and we're only, 20 years later, and we're only now getting another Mario movie.
30 years later.
30?
This was
30 years.
Yeah.
30 years.
Oh, God.
30 years.
This is the 30th
What do you mean it's
anniversary.
Amanda.
2013?
30 years.
So it took 30
You're
years for them
old.
to
In
trust.
30 years.
And even then, America, I don't think is doing too much with the Mario movie. I think it's a lot of the Japanese studios. Because I think this...
No, it's the same company that makes Minions.
Well, it's
Really?
it's
Yeah.
the new Illumination.
It's the
So it took them...
That's why I was asking which Illumination.
nope.
So
New company.
it's wild.
It took them 30 years to trust it to go out again because it hurt them so bad.
Wow.
Also, why you probably never seen another Zelda cartoon come out because a Nintendo of America kind of like, or whatever studio put out the Zelda cartoon, butchered that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Link doesn't talk,
Yeah.
and that is it. Anyway,
I'm going to make all of these fonts bigger next time. Do we want to go through plot? We want to go through creature effects?
You take us right through. You tell us what we're doing.
All right, cool. So I want to stop the bus real quick. Thank you very much. Patrick Tunalopoulos. I can't make the font bigger on here for some reason because the right click is just not working for me. Tunalopoulos. He was an effects designer that has numerous motion pictures under his belt that we all kind of either have seen. Thanks, Alex. Have seen or have watched. Didn't work. And he was responsible for doing Yoshi, the Goombas, and a lot of the props.
Yoshi was great.
Oh, yeah.
So, Tumulopoulos, just so we're all clear with, he did Pitch Black, Underworld, iRobot, The Chronicles of Riddick, Independence Day. He was responsible for the creature effects in Bram Stoker's Dracula, Stargate, Spawn, Godzilla, didn't say 2000, but Godzilla 2000, Stuart Little 300, I Am Legend, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman.
What a list!
Shut the fuck.
Justice League, 10,000 BC, and then Live Free, Die Hard. So this guy,
Wow.
The greatest in the
has
biz.
a very specific style.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we got with this. He's not credited for Mario, but he did Mario, and you can't take that off your resume. The internet does not forget.
Hey, you know what?
But there's enough films there, which we will visit Pitch Black and the Chronicles of
Yeah.
Riddick series at some point on here, I'm sure.
Oh, we've got
because
to.
they're not great,
To
but
his
they're
credit,
fun.
to his
culty.
credit, Yoshi is the high watermark of visual effects in this movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There were 4 versions of the Yoshi puppet that were built, a stand-in, a wireless model, and a half puppet with the tongue, and a fully functional model. The fully functional puppet utilized 70 cables and 9 operators, costing
Wow.
50 or 500,000, equivalent to 965,000,
So like $1 million.
about $1 million in today's
Holy
money.
shit.
They should use
Producers of the Jurassic Park set visited the set and were so impressed that the Yoshi puppet they briefly considered hiring its engineering for the whole engineering team for the second Jurassic Park creature
Jurassic
shop.
Park came out a year after this.
They literally came in and went, "How the fuck did you do
Not a year. Like 3 weeks.
Yeah. The
Fucking
Yoshi
dude.
puppet in this film is better than the Jurassic Park
It
Jurassic
looked
Park.
I
CGI
thought so.
for a while.
That's the thing that's so fucked up. It's
Yeah.
not, it's a puppet.
Yeah,
It's
That's the
absolutely
practical
wild.
puppet. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of studied off each other because I understand that like they went to the Jurassic Park and then
Yeah.
the Jurassic Park guys kind of crossed and learned from each other throughout the development because Jurassic Park came out I think 3 weeks after this or something.
Wow.
I
It never
want
had
to
a
say
chance.
Henson was working on the second Turtles movie, so they had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So that's where
Crazy.
right?
Wow.
Wild, but
It
yeah,
looked really good.
It did look really good. So Adam, my paisano,
Oh,
when your sinks are leaking, who are you gonna call?
Ghost Pipers?
Okay, well, maybe not the rival plumbing agency.
What were they called?
Scandaletti or
No, it was go down. I had it.
Scaramucci or something?
Scal-
It was
Scapelli.
Scapelli. Don't you dare call Scapellis.
You're the boss here. I'm the boss somewhere else.
Really.
Scapellis.
I like how they're just like a plumbing mob.
They are the plumbing mob.
There's a lot of discussions of unions in this movie.
There was a lot
Totally.
of union,
Yeah.
union, pro union. I think the flip side of that is too the lack of union on set for this film.
Hilariously enough, the union is also fought on the defense of the directors.
Yeah,
That's what got them back in the editorial room.
I believe that. I
Oh
believe
yeah,
that.
yeah. They had to consult like the big like corporation
Yeah.
to be like, hey, we need to see this thing getting edited.
Yeah. So Bob Hopkins and John Leguizamo are notoriously doing shots in between takes and,
Amazing.
Not studying their lines
Not
because the
studying the
script
lines.
was changing.
every day they would walk into a new script. So Bob Hopkins was like, it didn't fucking matter anymore. I'm just gonna go on and do it.
Just have some fun, man.
That's it. And they did pretty much, I don't want to say 90%, but a big percentage of this movie hammered.
That's amazing.
Hammered.
Yeah. The directing duo, the husband and wife, they regularly, I'm guessing they were probably going through a divorce or really close to
No,
it.
they're
at
still
this point.
together.
No.
They're still together. Yeah.
Oh
They're
my
They're
God.
still together. The problem is the sad part of Mario is they didn't get any work after this.
They've
Yeah.
never worked again on another movie.
Yeah.
But
they were
imagine the strength of a marriage that survived Mario, though.
Jeez.
So they would
you can't afford to get divorced at that point. Like, there's nothing left.
one director would give one piece of advice because they'd go to one because it was
Yeah.
a directing duo, and then they'd go to the other, and the other director would show up and be like, "Hey, what are you doing? Go do this other thing," which is in complete opposition to the previous director.
Yeah.
So they were not really communicating. Hilariously enough, the husband and wife were not communicating very well.
No communication on that whatsoever.
Incredible.
So we're in Brooklyn. Oh no, we're not in Brooklyn. Ladies and gentlemen, 65 million years ago. 65 million years ago, and all of the dinosaurs have Brooklyn accents.
I love it.
And it is almost 8-bit, 16-bit art style as we see these woods,
They
this
messed up.
forest.
I would have forgiven that intro if it looked like Super Mario
Yeah.
World.
Yeah.
Like if it had like
It
the
looked like
same
shit.
type of like clean lines and like if it was designed to look like Mario.
They spent so much money on that, though.
I know, but it didn't. It looked like Land Before Time.
But Mario 1984 looked better than that.
The
Yeah.
directors didn't know that was put in their movie until they saw it.
No shit.
Can't
Yeah,
get
so the
any
studio
better
put that
than
in.
this, can it?
After the drama with the directors got names. People printed off like shirts,
Yeah.
with insulting names towards the directors as like a team,
Oh,
like
okay,
all the
I could
actors.
live with that.
And then they wore them on set in front of the directors.
Okay, that's
All
intense.
day.
Yeah, that's intense.
All day.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they did. Like they hated these people.
Like what kind of names?
I don't remember.
Don't want to say on air.
That's-
Tell you straight out. Don't want to say on air. And I say a lot on air. Some say too much.
Are they actually named? Did you read that in an article somewhere?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wild.
There's
It's bad,
stories.
huh?
Oh yeah. There's you can look up the history of video games.
Is it
and
slurs?
I wouldn't. Listen, you're fishing, and I already told you. No.
But so after that, because of all the drama, they basically there was someone hired to sort of keep the leashes on the directors.
Okay.
Because the directors were angry about the script changing against their will.
They were
at
the ones
last
writing
minute.
it.
Well, they were the ones writing it. They were trying to get someone to write it. They fired their writer.
Yeah.
And then the production company hired their writer to rewrite it without telling the director. And then when the directors got on set, saw the new scripts, went, what the heck?
And then they would
So
rewrite.
then they would rewrite. And that's why there were so many rewrites of the scripts, because the directors and the company were fighting.
This is production hell.
Yeah.
It is actual production
And then-
hell.
Almost as bad as The Hobbit.
Wow.
Because of all of that, at the time of editing, they basically kicked the directors out and said, you're not editing this movie.
Jesus.
The movie's over budget and fucked.
Yeah. So then the directors had to go to the Union of Actors Guild or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically to get them inside the editor's room. So they
Incredible.
didn't really know the final product. It was kind of all
Wow.
wishy-washy.
And we continue to describe a trash fire as we're about to walk through the plot.
Yeah.
And for the first go around, we all kind of enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
We all kind of enjoyed it. We're like, it was awful. This terrible story in the history of Mario. And now going back 30 years later going, you know what? What a fun little ride through Brooklyn, eh?
Yeah.
Not terrible, not bad, but
It
not
seemed like
something
it had
I would do
clear
again.
direction at the beginning.
Exactly. Wild. So Mario gets called in. They got a job. They got the best guy to do the job. His name is Mario. His brother, father, sister, mother, whatever that relationship
They
was.
had a father figure picture.
Yeah,
in
they had
there.
a father figure
Yeah.
picture in there. Goes to do the job. Did we completely skip over the egg getting abandoned on the orphanage front porch? Fucking at the church?
You did.
What is happening?
I don't even know what that was.
I don't know either. That was Daisy.
That was Daisy.
So the
No, but
baby
what's the egg?
Daisy.
Daisy
was-
is
She
a
was born
lizard.
from an egg.
Daisy is born from an egg in a church.
Her
And
mom drops her off,
Princess Peach drops her off.
or Paulina, because she's wearing
Or
a red
Pauline.
dress.
Yeah.
Or Pauline. Good call.
True.
Or Pauline.
Deep cuts.
Don't know. Pauline drops off Princess Daisy at a church in a thunderstorm and then runs back into the sewer hole that hasn't been opened underground that sort of contradicts itself
Yeah.
as the plot kind of unravels. And King Koopa and his goons are there to stop him. And then there's a cave-in and the first death of the movie. It's a very sad moment.
Okay.
Then we pick up to Mario being like, we got fucking jobs. We got to make the thing. Luigi, you're sitting on your ass smoking weed, eating peanut butter all day.
Well,
Come
no,
on,
the-
let's go.
The baby was dropped off with the necklace.
With the necklace.
The only
the
part-
MacGuffin.
Because you could assume her mom probably broke off that piece, put it
Somehow.
on a chain, and then got through that way.
Right.
She
and
opened
she
the portal for
carried that
herself.
necklace for her entire life.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
There is nothing I have that is from my childhood. I just want you to know that.
We should probably say that what the talking Brooklyn accent dinosaurs actually set up before we got to this point, though, is that the meteor had actually split the world into 2 dimensions.
So 2 dimensions. The dinosaurs. Good Lord.
The Brooklyn dinosaurs.
Hello, everyone.
Can't get any better than this.
Welcome to Raised by Spoilers, where we watch and unpack cult movies. Some of them good, some of them bad, most of them great. Listen, here's what happens, and I'm going to do this not really fast, but don't worry. Brooklyn gets hit by a meteorite. Dinosaurs are divided. Some of them go, some of them don't. Jesus Christ is resurrected, killing off the rest of the dinosaurs.
Okay, I don't think that part was
Brooklyn.
true.
That is the Lord.
That's my
Lord
interpretation.
have mercy. Why did we start the movie at a church if it wasn't to praise Jesus Christ killing off the rest of the reptilian bastards from our earth, causing them to go deep beneath
Those
the
reptilian
earth?
sinners.
The reptilian sinners deep beneath the earth. In a different dimension, some call a kingdom, a divided mushroom kingdom. At which point, a baby is dropped off in a manger or in a weird sort of egg carton metal thing with a meteorite necklace that also sort of divided the dinosaur species and race and is hatched,
I don't know.
incubated by the
How?
nuns. The
Laid
nuns
and
all,
hatched.
did the nuns all take turns sitting on that egg?
Oh, she hatched straight away.
No, I think that thing was an incubator, so that thing kept it warm.
Okay.
Like,
So the nuns all took turns sitting on that
I
egg.
still don't understand how. Where did the egg come from?
So she wouldn't
Paulina,
have,
her mom.
but she wouldn't have a belly button either. That would have been like a weird,
that's
like,
the thing, because the dad, there was still a mom in it. Like, I don't understand.
friends. We might not necessarily get through the whole plot of this, but we're gonna get through the chunks.
we keep going
because
and
it's
then going
just
back.
it gets sillier and sillier once you
Anyway.
start saying it out loud. Listen, by all means, interrupt at any point because it's gonna just be jokes. From there, Mario gets called in for a job. The third act. They show up. The rival plumbing company is already there because Luigi's fucking around.
Belly.
He's fucking around. He's got his hands in the fucking spaghetti again. And
I just feel it. I know this way's the best
this
way.
is the quickest way.
He's watching a conspiracy show about other dimensions, how this guy swore he'd been to another dimension. He's like, Mario, he says he went to, he's like, we got a job, we gotta go, clean up your peanuts.
Clean up your peanuts. Enough of the QAnon bullshit, Luigi. We gotta go. I don't want to hear about fucking lizard people or the pizza place with the perverts in the back.
So
we
because
keep
of
moving.
that, they were late, and then the rival place got there because they dilly-dallied.
Yes, thank you. At that point, we meet Daisy, who went to archaeology school to discover dinosaurs and piss off industrial construction
Same company.
tycoons.
Same company.
Same company. It's Brooklyn. Nobody builds buildings except the kingpin, is what we've learned. Fucking Luigi completely creeps her out as she tries to leave, and we get our first glimpse of the least Mario characters I have ever seen in my life, even though the one sort of had a mushroom cut, the Goombas.
Yeah.
The Goomba brothers. Spike
The
Goomba.
Koopa brothers.
The Cooper brothers. Oh, good Lord. The Spike Koopa and Lee Koopa, or whatever his
It
fucking...
was Iggy and Spike.
Iggy and Spike.
Spike, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Iggy and Spike
played by
Koopa.
Fisher Stevens.
Yes.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
From Hackers.
I've never seen Hackers.
Oh,
Is it any good?
God. It doesn't matter. We're watching it on another
I
episode
shouted
in
it
the
out.
future.
Okay,
Viewers
fair
will know
enough, fair enough.
Listeners or viewers will know him as the white man who played the brown man in the movie Short Circuit, which he has since apologized for.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Well, we
that
all
came
carry our dino sins one
Came
way
around.
or another.
And then here he is playing a totally different species.
There
Go
he
figure.
is.
Go
Well,
figure.
representation matters.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. I need the giggles to stop. We need to fucking get back on the plot train, okay? Come on. Plot.
It's hard. This movie
It's
is
a rough one.
so messed up, and all you get are goofy smiles out of it.
We do. That is it. It is the cheapest bag of junk food you've ever put your hands into. At which point, Luigi meets Daisy. They exchange numbers. Mario talks for him the entire time. It's really awkward. Then Mario sneaks up and says, "Yo, Luigi, invite her for dinner. You fucking and tuck your boner underneath your belt loop." For Christ's
I
sake.
do love that
Like,
Mario is
Jesus.
a player.
Bob
like
Hopkins.
Oh
can
my
fucking
God.
slay in this movie, man.
Dude.
I
Lord.
love that Mario's like, listen, I've already got 5 girls. I don't need this one. I'll give you the
I'm a
hints.
plumber. What do you want?
No, he only has one, Daniela.
Daniela.
Oh, his best girl.
True
man.
love.
His best girl right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we love Daniela. Shout
She's
out to
awesome.
Daniela. Daniela, their dynamic in the entire film is fucking great. Daniela is incredibly supportive, and she looks like she makes the good sauce by the end of the movie. So,
Hell yeah.
So we cut to them at dinner. Daisy has not changed from digging in the dirt and fucking sewage all day.
She probably hasn't washed her hands because she's a filthy dinosaur.
Apparently. And then, yeah, man. And then there's the whole, like, you're so clean, and she's still in the same outfit. Like, there's a lot of what is happening.
Oof.
At which point, Luigi walks her home.
No,
Mario and Daniela.
No, you're missing. Mario drove Daniela home.
Yes.
Iggy and Spike thought that was Daisy. Follows them.
Yep.
And mentions, you've done this. This is the 5th girl. Like, this better be the one.
How many more do we have to date, rape, and abduct?
Yeah.
So they get her.
Right.
Thinking it's Daisy, but Daisy's walking home with Luigi.
Right.
I didn't catch that. That's why there were so many girls back in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many
They
girls
just kept abducting.
sort of
Okay.
fit the description.
Because they're idiots.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
That's good.
What happened next?
I forgot.
Luigi walks Daisy home.
Yeah. No. She's like, do you want to see like the workplace?
Do you want to do something fucking
Do you want to
crazy?
see the bones?
Do you want to do something crazy on my first date? I know we just met 6 hours ago, but do you want to see some bones? Listen, I'm going to show you a dead body in Brooklyn.
Listen.
And I'm really into you tonight, Luigi. So come see my haunted mansion.
I'm not going to lie. If a woman brought me to that on her first date, I'd be like, I'm fucking marrying this girl.
My guy, my fucking googly guy, my paisano, okay? Daisy brings Luigi to the fucking killing room. Okay, there's no security. There's nobody around. Anything could happen, Luigi, like a murder. And then they go down to this excavation site to look up dinosaur bones that presumably could or couldn't be there. And Luigi's like, wow, you're beautiful and you've got great legs. What did you say about wearing my skin? And she's like, nothing. You should check this out. It's really cool. And then they go further down into the fucking Hills Have Eyes or the Midnight Meat Train with Bradley fucking Cooper. Never forget, Bradley Cooper was in a shitty Midnight Meat Train movie. And then Luigi's like, I ain't never seen a dinosaur before. And it's like, there they are. Look it's like a humanoid monster that wanted to be a human, but he's a monster and he's got an alligator face. And you're like, what?
The reason
Don't explain any of it.
There-
We don't have the news. It's not under wraps. Helicopters aren't flying in to be like, alien discovered a UFO underneath
we discovered
Brooklyn.
the missing link between human and dinosaur.
No.
Yeah.
We're getting hassled by a fucking real estate tycoon and this broad from fucking Queens that wants to dig up some old
Brooklyn.
turkey bones. Brooklyn. She's from Dino Hatton. She's from Dino Hatton. Okay. Everybody's got mustaches on right now for the audio listeners. So when they start laughing, it's overly exaggerated and it makes me feel uncomfortable.
I have to laugh weird. I have to laugh weirdly because otherwise it'll come off.
It's so bad. It's so
I'm
uncomfortable at this
afraid
point,
to
and
take
it's
this
so
off.
funny. So anyway, Daisy fucking knocks Luigi out and then has her way with him wearing his skin. And hence,
that's not how this
that's
goes.
not how that goes. I'm sorry. Finally, Spike and Iggy
No.
catch
Yeah.
up with. No, it isn't them. Oh my god,
It's the plumbers.
the
It's just
plumbers,
plumbers.
the
It's the-
rival plumbers.
They mess up the pipes.
because they want this
they're
girl.
running down the
Capaldi.
hall like
Oh,
this
they
with
run
Capaldi
so
on the back,
poorly
and they're
down
like,
this
"We're
alleyway."
gonna go," and it's literally the company names on their jumpsuits.
Yeah, I love the oversight of just wearing their
Scopelli's
work clothes.
flood the workplace. And then at that point, Luigi goes, I don't know, I'm an apprentice. I got to go get Mario. So they run 15 blocks to get Mario.
It's not 15 blocks.
15 blocks.
They were
to
right
get
across
Mario.
the street because Daisy had to go and find the nearest payphone, and the nearest payphone was like right next to their house.
Right.
So there clearly wasn't that far.
They run 15 blocks to get Mario out of bed because he's on like a date or he doesn't know his date gets abducted.
No, he doesn't know.
He's already in his underwear at this point. He's hanging up the belt and he's like, Mario, there's a gas leak. And he's like, we're plumbers. That's somebody else's fucking problem. And they go, no, it's water and it's all over the skeleton bones.
It's
and
Capaldi.
Mario literally goes, good fucking riddance. And then he goes, but it's Capaldi. They're fucking us over. And he says, say no more. And he grabs his hat. He puts it on backwards. He grabs his fucking belt. They jump in the truck. We don't see the truck because the truck, at least we're going to assume, needs gas at this point. Luigi's you know, too much into the QAnon theory. And they run 15 blocks. In Manhattan or Brooklyn, 15 blocks, maybe 3. But it's 15 blocks down the street to the work site. And then Mario fucking does it. He does it. He looks around. He goes, there's no union around. He says, nobody going to fucking rat on me? We're going to do this. And he plums. He fucking plums his heart out.
3 1/4.
Okay? Luigi can't hand him tools fast enough. I'm almost in tears right now. Mario plums like a goddamn professional. And he fucking saves the day. End of movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful, actually. Beautiful.
You're actually tearing up.
It's a lot. So, at which point, Spike and Iggy come in and they fucking knock Daisy. They knock Mario and they knock Luigi out with the plumbing tools. No, the flashlights.
Yeah.
Where did they get them? Doesn't matter. At this point, Daisy gets abducted and you hear the screams. And Mario all of a sudden puts off the Mario cap, puts off the Dr. Mario hat, picks up the spelunking hat and the spelunking gear and goes, I know pipes. That's not an echo. She's going left instead of right. And Luigi goes, whatever you say. Whatever you say.
Yeah.
And they go left instead of right because that might have been the wrong way. Accidentally discovering a portal to another dimension. Because they talk a lot in Brooklyn. Underneath
Brooklyn.
the city. There's alligators in the sewers and there's another dimension. And it's
hold
incredible.
on. I have to pause for this
Wildest
moment
CGI.
because you go through and they have like the chasm that they have to jump to
Yep.
get through like the wall portal. First of all, the wall portal is terrible CGI. We all agree.
It was
Right?
like the Mummy, like when he's coming up through the sand, but
Yeah.
way worse.
Yeah, way
Sure,
worse.
sure.
No, that wasn't the best part. The
the
best
sand
part
was
was Luigi jumps through, and Bob Hoskins, I think, had the best physical comedy moment I have seen in the entire movie. Where he's like, and he's kind of like he's trying to reach over, but still have his hand on the
Yeah.
edge, and he's not quite fully committing. And I love that because in his physical acting throughout the movie, you see him get more and more okay with fully committing.
Yeah.
And this is the least fully committed he is until he almost like falls in.
Bob
What
Hopkins.
I want to know is just in general, he got enough power under that jump that he did like a 180. He went into that portal
Upside
feet
down.
first.
He was
Well, I mean,
feet up.
it goes through almost like a Rick and Morty intro at this point, where they
Yeah.
fall through hell to find this other dino.
Doctor Strange.
A Doctor Strange
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Doctor Who
totally.
intro where they
Yeah.
fall through the multiverse. Bob Hopkins also just finished Who Framed Roger Rabbit before starting this.
Oh, okay.
kidding. Damn.
So there's some
I thought he had finished it. It had already been out by the time he got this role.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it was 92.
he went on to do like comedic shit like that makes sense.
Yeah,
With Roger Rabbit.
For
like,
sure.
for sure. So of course you'd go in and be like, all right, I'm fucking Mario. But what's funny is Hopkins didn't even know Mario was a fucking video game. He just kind of
no.
went in and was like, oh yeah, his kids told him. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess.
After
okay.
he already signed the contract.
Right. What did I sign up for? Welcome to Dinotopia.
Dino Hatton.
Dinotopia was a
dun.
an ABC show on 9 o'clock on Sunday nights where two brothers get sucked into a world underneath the water and washed up to this weird sort of ancient civilization where dinosaurs and people live together. But that's not what we're doing the show about.
Wow.
Welcome to
I was sold.
Dino Hatton. Dino Brooklyn.
Oh,
For those of you that remember Dinotopia, you're welcome for that little flashback moment of, oh my God, that was.
one person
They
that's listening
had
that
a
record-
float in the
There's
Macy's
somebody.
Day Parade in 2004, maybe 2003. You are welcome. Shout out to you. And they're like fish out of water comedy. They're walking through these tunnels, and all of a sudden they're hit on the street, and everything is sexy, and it looks like a Prince music
Slimy.
video.
Yeah.
And there's
Looks like
chain
Gotham.
link fences and
Yeah.
like an over stylized Gotham, but not quite. Not Michael Keaton. Oh no, that was a dead pause.
Uh-oh.
What was Batman Forever?
That was Clooney.
Val Kilmer.
Kilmer.
Oh, Kilmer.
Thank you very much, Alec Austin.
got
You're pulling your weight on the show, and I wish the rest of my co-hosts would. Fucking Kilmer's Gotham.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
painted in fucking black light
Yeah.
and dancing
Yeah.
around, and Robin's like, I don't know what to do. I don't do drugs. I just live with a millionaire. So we all remember that scene. They had pogs at McDonald's. I'd rather talk about the McDonald's coffee mugs that we all got from Batman Forever than this movie. That's where we're at, folks.
Oh my God.
Shout out to everybody who remembers those, looking at you. They go to Dino Hatton, and it's crazy, and it's fun. And the cops wear studded leather jackets with fetish gear, and everyone's got fucking flamethrowers, which also doesn't necessarily make sense because of the cars.
They weren't all flamethrowers. They had flamethrowers at the end because that's how they did it, but it was actually shooting out fireballs. So remember Mario, they have like the fireball ability.
Right.
It was that in gun form.
Okay.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Where is this gas coming from, though?
I don't know, the gun.
No, they must have used a separate kind of fuel or something.
That's what I mean. Because if they're not driving, they're all driving electric cars. It's an incredibly green city. For the most part, they do. There's vegetarian options and carnivore options. The society itself is a bit of a dictatorship, but also kind of works in a weird sort of clean energy meteorite cult.
You said it yourself. Like I mentioned it's something to you, and you're like, oh yeah, well, there's no fossil fuels.
There's no fossil fuels because they're all lizard people.
Yeah,
because the
And they're
dinosaurs never died
Well,
out.
hold
So
on.
that's
In
from,
theory,
like,
it could have
the-
been all the mammals that died out.
You
Well,
think
no, but
they're
the dinosaurs came first.
Yeah, but no, mammals were around at the time. We were just the mammals were just a lot smaller.
Jesus Christ, when he came back after he killed the dinosaurs, wiped that
First
theory
mammal.
off.
First mammal.
They could have been using canisters like the Bullet Bill ones that were doing like the thrust jumps on the.
Oh, yeah,
So it
yeah,
could have just been different
Yeah,
canisters because they
yeah.
were all terrified of Bullet or the bomb bombs.
They were terrified of the bomb bombs.
But it seems like those
Yeah.
grew
Blasting power.
organically.
You're adding more questions to the fire, and the ADV can only catch up to so much.
Sorry. So Daisy is
Daisy
screaming,
is
Luigi,
screaming,
Luigi! And then they shove her in the back of a fantasy cab.
They throw it in the back of a
They
fantasy
have
cab.
yellow cabs.
Yellow
in Dino
cabs.
Hatton.
Dino Hatton. Of course they do. Are you kidding?
Okay, if we're gonna talk about the cars for a second, I gotta talk about
the cars.
I absolutely adore the car designs.
How Mad Max were they?
Oh, they're so cool. I love that they had like the engine sticking up, and it was kind of reminded me of a combination of bumper car rides
because they had the
mesh-
wire.
Cable cars.
the cable
Yeah.
cars
Yeah.
going all and cable cars, but like every car was doing it everywhere, and all of the engines had this sort of like sparking mechanism
Yeah.
that ran the car, but it was all electric, but it was imperfect electric, so it was just sparking all over the place. Like, this is so stylistic.
Each engine was just a welder welding and pedaling a bike at the same time, and that's what caused all the sparks.
Yeah.
It was just bad welding.
I love the low standards around driving too. Like you could be driving.
There was no
another
brakes.
Car, yeah, and another car could hit you head on, end up on top of your car, and you would just keep going.
Yeah, you'd
You
have
would
to.
just
Yeah,
keep going.
it was chaos. Well, they
That's
kept
a-
saying they have no resources.
No car did break during the entire movie.
No. They just ran into
They
each
just
other.
ran into each other to
Ladies
stop.
and gentlemen, no cars were injured during the making of this movie.
Well, they kept saying that they want to go to the other dimension because they have resources and
We're out of
probably
resources.
greenery and like trees and better oxygen, and you're not just like this dystopian.
Well, they had like a planet. They kind of showed a cool little globe, I thought.
Yeah.
Bowser showed the cool
Yeah.
little globe where it was one big city, mega city, and then just the rest of the planet was just desert.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah.
and then it was like when they went off the grid, and then the car stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would we have wanted him spinning the globe and being like, it's fire and ice out there, there's nothing we can do, and just more references to the different Mario places?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean it was a
know
shame
what I
that it was
mean?
all just desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a shame.
That is true.
It's a shame. Deforestation, folks.
So at this scene, I loved the like everything looks sketchy and they're really showing off like basically BDSM everywhere.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone's jackets are rad. They all have fucking punk rock mohawks and different colored hair and like,
Barely wearing clothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then until they eventually get to this like one old lady wearing one old lady outfit, it's like, oh, you gotta
gotta
watch
be
out.
safe.
It's dangerous here. And then she's like, you gotta make sure you're prepared and you're protected. Do you have a weapon? Well, no, ma'am. Good. Stick him up.
And then immediately
Yeah.
tries to mug him.
And then we meet Big Bertha.
Big, beautiful Bertha,
Carried the whole film on her shoulders.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
would
because
say
at
on
this
her
point
breasts.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Because that rock, they pan down to her breast with the rock a lot.
they grabbed Daisy's meteorite.
Yes.
So they had it.
Yep.
And
The
then
Mario
Big Bertha
brothers.
stole it.
Stole it. They get mugged. Big Bertha takes it, throws the old woman into traffic. We all kind of went, instead of, this is a comedic beat. where we're like, the old lady's getting thrown into traffic, and we're all like, oh my God. Like, we all gasp.
And they show her like landing on the car and holding up the people in the car. And she's like, wow, I'm making the best opportunity of what just happened.
Right. Oh my God.
And she was one of like 4 or 5 people to go over the edge into traffic.
Oh,
in
there's
that
a
scene.
lot.
There's just people all over the place, just
I
falling
like
over the edge.
I like the one where they're just showing off the scenes. Like they're just panning to different things that are happening.
Hey, we
And-
have this huge set. Show it, because
Yeah.
we're going to have to fucking burn it all down.
Yeah, so they just show one where the people spread open for a guy on a bike, and he just like hits a railing and just goes over.
Yeah,
Nothing
it's
happened to him.
chaos.
He just decided like cars, the bikes don't have brakes.
Nothing has
He
brakes.
just went over the railing.
It's like they've given up so much hope that they just everything goes. Like, what do the police even do? Because it seemed like everywhere was just crime. And
They do whatever
like,
Koopa wants.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Koopa's
The
control.
Gestapo.
Yeah.
It's a full-on police
Yeah.
state.
Yeah.
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 It's great. Yeah, because
We all just lingered on that for a
we
second.
did.
I mean,
Jesus.
it got dark, but at no point in the movie did it feel that dark. So,
No, I think
yeah.
it was all the neon light and
Yeah.
screaming guitars.
So what was
We
this
meet
where?
Toad. We meet Toad right about here.
We meet Toad, and Toad says, listen, you guys are down on your luck. Your girl got abducted. You just got jumped. Let me sing to you.
Yes.
And then they're like, you can't sing about Koopa. You're getting all arrested right now. And then Bob Hopkins Mario loses his mind.
Oh, dude.
He
What, you arrested me
loses
just 'cause I'm a
his
plumber?
mind.
Oh yeah,
He's
'cause
like, he's
Bowser-
singing a song. You can't shut a man down. He fucking loses it. And then they hard cut in jail.
So, yeah, because at this point, Iggy and Spike had reported back to Koopa, being like, "We have the girl. Put her in with all the other girls, including Daniela." And it's
Shout out
like,
to
"But
Daniela.
where's the meteorite?" And they're like, "Oh, what? Oh, we were with some plumbers." So then he put out the call to be in the lookout.
Yeah.
Also, I will say with Big Bertha, I did appreciate because she was named based off of the character, the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
in the red
usually-
costume.
That usually jumps over bridges. So the fact that they had her jump from one side of the street to the other, I'm like, oh, it's like what the fish does in the game.
Oh, I guess I just took it as they're showing you. I call it the Metroid power up. They were showing
Yeah.
you what you were eventually going to become.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was cool.
What you're going to become.
Yeah, how
Big
powerful
Bertha.
you will become.
One day I'll be as big as Big Bertha.
Okay, Big
One
Bertha
day. We'd
all be so
was a
lucky.
superstar in this
Beautiful,
movie.
beautiful, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The movie literally would have just died if
So-
Big Bertha wasn't in it.
True.
They go to jail.
So they go to jail, and at this point, it's almost like an Elvis Presley music video where everyone's sort of a greaser, like from Grease, or a psychobilly band member or a fan, and they're all in like leather jackets or like with the riding like motorcycle gloves, and they're all banging on shit, and they're all like, "Yo, let me out!" And Mario and Luigi go through the processing. And it's just ridiculous. They get slime dumped on them.
Well, they're
get
getting
cleaned.
the fungus taken off of them because the fungus is taking over the
Over
city, and the
everything.
police want to keep the fungus out.
There
so
was
they're
a
like,
man
"They
and a
fungus
little
everyone."
girl
'Cause
traveling
King
across the
Koopa
United
is
States.
like a germaphobe.
Yeah,
Love that. I love that
That was a
approach.
nice little
He
detail.
hates how dirty the world has become.
Yeah.
yeah,
He really does.
Well, because he hates the fungus growing everywhere. It's I think it's a combination of like chicken and egg kind of thing,
Yeah.
where it's the idea of he hates grossness because that's what the king has become, and he hated
Yeah.
that world, and he hates everything that is that king.
yeah.
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 The old.
That's
king.
why he wants Brooklyn, man. Clean, sweet
Oh, the
smelling.
cleanest city.
Cleanest
1993
city in the
Brooklyn.
world, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just imagine
Cleanest.
King Koopa and Bowser showing up and just in a dark, dingy alleyway filled with like homeless.
Oh, dude,
and he's
yeah.
like, "Look at that fucking air!"
He discovers like Queens, Harlem, like all that kind of comes
yeah.
along with it.
It's paper thin at that point. Koopa comes to pretend to be a lawyer and interrogate Mario and Mario Luigi. And they're both like, this fucking Koopa guy is kind of a piece of shit, eh? And he's like, this Koopa guy is a real fucking piece of work, eh? And then he's like, I'm that Koopa guy. And they're like, oh no.
Did I lie?
I lied.
I
Doesn't even try to be like.
I suck eggs.
Yeah,
Ah! And we're like, what?
he doesn't. He's like he knows he's evil.
But then they don't have the meteorite either.
They don't have the meteorite key. And then Koopa's like, well, fuck, who's got the meteorite key? And they're like, we don't know. And then
I'm sorry, but I have to bring it up now because I brought it up during the movie, which was who played Dennis Hopper? How he because he was descended from a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Right.
How he constantly
Yeah,
sat
yeah,
with
yeah.
his hands near his chest like
Yeah,
the
yeah, his
T-Rex,
hands are up
and
near
they're
his
all
chest a lot.
yeah. If you notice him in all of his acting,
he did it for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you could tell by the way the movie was going and how long the production and filming by the end half of the film, his fucking arms were just in his
Fast and
pockets.
loose.
His hands were in his pants.
You don't
and he
know
wanted to
in
get the
what
fuck out of
order
there.
things were filmed in. So, but he constantly throughout most of the movie, unless he had like a weapon in his hands, you can constantly see his hands kind of at his chest, like close to him.
Yeah.
It was great, and I noticed that in that scene because it was so intense.
It's
Because he was like
literally
watching,
Dennis Hopper going, "Notice me, senpai."
I'm done.
and then he's washing his hands.
Oh, no.
With like up to his chest, and it's just
Yeah,
this weird thing going on. It was great.
Yeah.
I loved his dedication to it.
It was, he bought in all the way.
You know, for the two people who complained the most about this movie and like shit on it and drank during it and hated it, Dennis Hopper apparently yelled at the directors during this for like 4 hours straight at one point.
He lost
Like
his mind.
he lost his mind.
Wow.
Really?
And considering all of that, he went balls in. Like he went all.
Oh, yeah.
That was the thing. Even with Fiona Shaw as Leela, she's like, the script, when I first had the script and I signed onto it, it was witty, it was funny, it was clever, and it was like, okay, yeah, I'll sign on, we'll do this back and forth bit. There's some good monologues, there's some good action scenes. What a great, like, this is going to be a big movie.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, she's like, they wanted me to swim around in mud and worms.
They did though. She did.
And she's like, I fucking hated every day.
You can tell
coming
in that
on.
scene
The
she was
cast-
not happy.
Everybody on the cast, like everybody that worked on it, great. But just like, all right, cool. We're gonna pour 9 pounds of slime on you.
Yeah.
And we didn't get the take because we forgot to take the lens off or the cap off the lens. So we're gonna have to do that like 6 more times. And she's just like, fuck this.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
she
Like,
gets
fuck
to chew
this.
a few scenes in the course of this
Didn't realize how
film.
much she was in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And she did
she's
great in
playing. I
those
think
scenes, though.
she's. I don't think she is King Koopa's wife, but she
She was his
has
secretary.
been
Yeah,
with him
kinda
for
was
a
number
very
2,
long
yeah.
time,
Yep.
and she's getting older, and he just seems to be obsessing about this princess.
This younger girl.
So she's getting progressively more and more like, not threatened, but being like, I don't want to say jealous, just being like,
Oh yeah.
Interesting how the lizard people would be sort of trending toward monogamy in that sense.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have found a better way.
yeah. Yeah.
Weird. Very weird.
I don't know if snakes mate for life, but yeah.
By the way, the position of
Koopas.
your eyebrows makes it look like you're thinking
I am.
even harder about it than you
every
might
episode is a
because one is
struggle.
slightly lower. One is
Every episode is a struggle for me. Everyone thinks, oh yeah, we love the show. It's so fun. You guys make us laugh. I love the silliness. I'm just constantly just a ball of anxiety and panic right now. I'm stuck in my own head right now. Because you don't have to do the plot. I do. So
And this is where we
where
get the
are we
famous
at?
scene.
They got to get out of jail.
This is where we get the famous scene. The what's your name? Mario. What's your last name? Mario.
Oh yeah.
What's your name? Luigi. What's your last name? Mario. Wait, what? How many
Marios
Marios are
are
there? There's 3. Mario, and Luigi Mario.
And then what we didn't catch was like, okay, Bob, take these fucking guys back there.
Did he say that?
Yeah, they do the same. They do the same thing. He's like, okay, yeah, and then they throw him back.
That's
I
amazing.
missed that.
That's amazing.
Oh, I will add to that. That is the one thing from canon they took from this movie. Mario's
Yeah.
name in
Mario's
canon
name.
is Mario.
Oh, the work truck too
Yeah.
for the plumbing van. The plumbing van shows up in the credits, which is also a callback to the 80s
The Super Mario
TV
show.
The
or
show,
whatever.
yeah.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. Have you not seen the ad for the
No.
new movie? Like
No.
the we got.
Oh no, I've seen the one where.
Oh no! Listen, this is my people's culture and heritage. Don't try to mock me. Thank you very much. Okay, we're gonna do impressions.
You
We'll
know
start
what?
doing
That's
impressions.
fair. I digress.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, it's quite a fun little callback. We get the de-ager,
The de-evolver.
the de-evolver, the diffuser. They're gonna get their hair curls done right.
The Devo. The Devo.
The Devo. They go to the Devo room and they get whipped. So, woo! They Koopa brings these clowns upstairs, which is just directly above the war crimes and below the police station. And they go and they get de-evolved. And Koopa's like, "Yo, we're gonna turn you into what's that word again?" And then
Toad.
like monkeys.
They de-evolve Toad.
They do
do
Toad
go-
dirty. They get Toad, who's been in the movie and sang for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And they say, we got to get rid of you, Mad Guy. I'm so sorry. Thanks for the cameo. Just you're annoying as hell. And we can't handle the screaming. Every time you open your mouth, you just scream. And they stick him in a chair. And you know what he does? he fucking screams the entire way. Goes out like a man. And he gets devolved from a man to a lizard man. And he's got the littlest Goomba head. And it is the dumbest thing because he is so happy. And they're like, oh, yeah, he's going to be an idiot. He's great. He's going to be an idiot.
It always reminded me of Beetlejuice. The ending of Beetlejuice.
Where he gets his head shrunk. Yeah. And then they take him and he's already dressed in the SS costume of Koopa or the KS or the KK, hard stop, the Koopa Trooper or KT. Yes.
Yeah,
the
KT.
KT.
Koopa
the
Trooper.
KT outfits. And they put a little harmonica on his neck. And he just smiles and adores. And he's like...
Well, like you said, they all sort of have their own little personalities. They have name tags.
They did have name tags.
Like, they're keeping like, hey, you're still a person. You're
And one of
still
them
an individual.
has glasses, like these weird goggle glasses so it doesn't fall off.
The snake and alligator and whatever the iguana-headed,
Yeah,
the ones that blow the water out of their nose. We all watch Planet Earth and smoke weed. I get it. Come on now. You know that one where they're all on the rock and they're blowing water out of their nose. Oh, it's great.
Galapagos.
The Galapagos. Yes, thank you very much, Alex Austin, once again.
Gotcha.
Looking at you two, just giggling away.
Sorry, all I can think about is the
there's
lizard
different-
running from the snake.
Yes.
What a dramatic
that was
story.
That was the best 20 minutes of fucking television ever. In fucking recordings. I'd rather talk about that than the Mario movie. Ladies and gentlemen, go look up the scene in Planet Earth where the lizard is running from the snake, and it is heart-wrenching.
Oh, it's incredible.
Amanda.
There's different levels of Goomba. There's prehistoric, and then there's like what was the there's the one that the dinosaur had ones were
Crustacean.
Jurassic, and then it was
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Advanced?
yeah. They have their little dial, the little dial
so
on their
it's like
machine.
primordial ooze, dinosaur, and I forget the other one, but the other one was
Cretaceous, Jurassic, primordial.
Yeah, the different.
Right.
I think my favorite part of that is they have a dial that has the different, like, where you're going to de-evolve them
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
And that thing goes to now, and then it goes to advanced, right?
Yeah.
And yet they also have a switch that says de-evolve. So what happens if you de-evolve and switch it to advanced?
And they have guns that do that as well.
Yeah.
The whole... Jesus.
They can't invent brakes on their cars, but sure as shit, they have de-evolver.
They got the gun down. Ordering pizza with a gun down. Brakes
with
in a
a gun.
car. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. So at that point, Mario goes, F this. Luigi goes, F that. And they fight their way through. Toad is standing there with a harmonica around his neck going, I don't know what to do. And they grab Koopa, King Koopa, and they stick him in the chair. And they almost both slip on the amount of ooze and primordial gunk on the floor. And you watch them almost slide. Slide as they push Koopa all the way into the machine and then crank it to de-evolve.
Yeah.
it was
Jurassic. And then the worst thing happens. We get a close-up shot of Koopa as he jumps out of the machine and his eyes go a little weird and crazy and they look a little bit like a
little
frog and
dinosaur-y.
a little bit like a dinosaur and his face does a weird shift. And then Mario and Luigi escape. Mm-hmm. And then we get to the third act.
It's funny because it's weird that to a degree at that point, it kind of explains why Koopa, Bowser, whatever, King Koopa sucks. Because he was slightly made dumber.
His
During
brain
that
is
moment.
slowly shrinking and he's losing it.
Yeah, his brain was slowly shrunk just a bit, and he got a little bit more animalistic. So his rage increased, his intelligence decreased. So throughout the rest of the movie, when things are bad or happening, and you're like, guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
It's kind of explainable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
It
didn't
is
catch
baked
that.
into
That
the
makes
plot.
sense.
Well, that's why he's also making Spike and Iggy smarter
Yeah,
because he's losing it.
yeah,
Right? Okay, well, my cousins, they're my family.
yeah,
I'm going to promote you, but I'm still in charge
yes. Which
just
threw
in
me-
case he goes.
after they fail a whole bunch from being fucking
It's
dumb.
the succession.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
promote him. He's like, well, maybe if you're not dumb, you'll succeed for once.
Yeah.
So he evolves the two, with the advance. And then it didn't make any sense because they spoke more intelligently. They said like more metaphorical, philosophical type
Yeah.
statements, but they still acted dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to quote Qui-Gon Jinn, just because a creature can speak doesn't mean it's intelligent.
Damn.
There you go.
Damn.
Jar
That
Jar
explains
Binks.
most of
they run
humanity.
out.
There it is,
They,
folks.
Talking about Anakin.
Talking about Jar Jar, my guy. Call
they
back episode
steal
1.
a police car,
They steal a cop car.
and then they drive through Dino Haddon.
They do.
Yeah,
they go on a little joyride.
Yeah, the car chase scene was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, that was
cars, explosions on top of explosions
good
on
Lord.
top of explosions.
They've got GPS. I don't think it's actually GPS. I think it's using the sensors in like the wires above
But
it.
it is vaguely
Sonar, like
like
a
GPS
bat.
they're watching. Yeah, they're watching a live map.
So
of where
again, they
are.
have all that, but no brakes.
Yeah.
And they don't even have touchscreens. In order to interact with the screens, they have the light gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this car chase scene? I mean, it technically would have been Mario's. Was it his first murder?
Second at this point.
Okay, second at this point, yeah, because he ends up slamming the brakes and the cops shoot each other in their cars and blow each other up.
Blow
the explosion is
everything.
damn near nuclear.
Yeah.
Like a
It's a
daisy
lot.
cutter dropped in there. It's
Luigi
massive.
keeps picking mushrooms, and Mario's like, enough of that.
Yeah.
We don't put mushrooms in the sauce.
Yeah.
Like, enough. And then they keep fucking running, trying to find Daisy or trying to find this rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they go to the desert
They
or they
end
go to the
up-
nightclub.
They end
They-
up going through a tunnel.
They go through
the
a
tunnel with the
Yeah, the
fungi.
tunnel. Yeah.
and then they fly through, but then the fungus catches them.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's when Luigi's like, "No, this could be helping us." And Mario's like, "You're insane. It's not helping us. It's not
The
alive."
fungus cradled them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a babe. And Luigi's like, no, we didn't. It wasn't your driving, Mario. It was the fungus that blew us out like snot out of its nose. That was the line.
Yeah.
And Mario's like,
Gross.
gross. And then they're in the desert, just walking around. And then we got Bob Hopkins hammered, frustrated because he doesn't want to be out in the desert. John Leguizamo is shirtless because you know it's hot in probably North Carolina where the film was.
They had to get the sex in here somewhere, man.
Right, and they're like, where do you want to die? You want to die over here? You want to die over there? I don't care. Pick a spot so we can just sit here and die. And Luigi, John Leguizamo, is literally like, Mario, come on now. Come on, man. We can pull through this. And Hopkins is like, get me the fuck out of this movie. I regret every fucking decision. They keep looking at each other and they're like, please let me just die of dehydration.
It's a little warm in here. Here, let me just get a little shot, to warm myself up.
They were just drinking bottles of scotch.
Those guys.
Not even like vodka or anything, like just scotch. And it's like, oh no. Oh no. So the
Can
Koopa
I
Troopers,
do the next plot point?
by
Can I
all
do
means,
this one?
get in there, jump on in.
So this is the part where the new and improved Iggy and Spike,
Thank God.
genius Iggy and Spike,
Yep.
immediately drive off a cliff in a go-kart.
Yeah.
So that's this part of the movie.
Yeah.
So-
We have
They
Mario Kart.
just got made intelligent.
And they can't figure out how to drive the dinky car.
Yeah.
And they're like finishing each other's sentences, and the first thing they manage to do is drive off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
Dying.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How did they get out of the desert?
Mario helps them. Because they drive off the
Yeah.
cliff and then they're not in the go-kart. They're
in the mud.
stuck in quicksand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But then
the quicksand.
how do they
yeah.
get to the dump?
The dump is outside the desert.
Oh.
Outside
So
the
then
city.
they're like, listen, we think this whole thing is fucked up. We know Daisy's the queen or the princess, and we know we need to fix this.
Yeah.
Give us the rock, and we'll give you Daisy.
Yeah, they do kinda
And they're
turn on
like,
Bowser.
okay, and
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
immediately turn on Bowser, and the
Oh,
more they
'cause
start
they're
hanging out with
smarter,
Mario,
so they're thinking
starting
for themselves.
They're starting to see all the cracks in society.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what
Right?
happened. Yeah.
They get to the dump and they go, oh my God, wait a minute. We have no resources and we're not recycling and Bowser's just poisoning the world. All of us is his fault. And that right there, folks, is the click.
Yeah.
And now we have new heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iggy and Spike save the day. So they carry the rest of the movie. We sneak back into the city in a dump truck.
Yep.
We
Arrive back at the bar.
I,
to
first of all,
find Big
I love that
Bertha.
they have like gimp masks. Like I don't. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
weird,
stinky and
like-
poisonous
oh, yeah,
out there
yeah.
that all the garbage people wear like gimp masks.
Keeps with the BDSM vibe.
Oh
of
yeah, they beat up the
dinosaurs.
drivers.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they drive back to the city. Yeah.
Yo, we all just watched this movie. Come on,
I forgot what
folks.
happened.
Oh my God.
It feels like it was 10 years ago.
I know. Come on. So they get back in. They go to the bar. Big Bertha has the rock, the meteorite around her neck.
And she's
Mario.
looking to die.
She's looking fucking fly. Bob Hoskins Mario walks in this beautiful yellow suit. It is tight. It is fitted. He's got that beautiful medallion.
Oh yeah.
Just fucking.
They are so.
John
pimped.
Leguizamo
So
walks
pimped.
in a beautiful silk red suit and they start shaking their ass and Luigi's like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do this? And Mario's like, let me handle the women, son. Sit the fucking
Oh,
down.
dude,
Take
absolutely.
5. Unplug the controller player 2. Let me fucking handle this. He goes over, Big Bertha knocks him the fuck out.
Yeah.
And we're all like, oh no.
And then he's like, hey,
fuck.
I really liked how you hit me in the face. And then she's like, you're dancing with me.
Come here, little man with mustache.
it's
You are
like,
mine
cool.
now.
I want mustache ride.
And then it literally just turns into Mario trying to steal the necklace. And then
She's not even noticing what's happening.
But it's an overly sexy dance for just trying to steal it. He's
well,
like
that's the
shoving his
scene-
face in the, in between the billows. Like
Yeah.
he's going in there.
yeah, that's the scene where Mario's after the warp zone. But regardless, the fucking
He's gonna get some use out of his warp whistle.
The fucking Koopa Gestapo walk in and raid the bar, and Bertha's like, "Listen, fuck this. You guys, clearly they're after you. We don't like what's happening in the city. We don't like this. We'll hide you. We'll give you the jumping boots,
The thwomp.
Yeah.
the thwomp. Thank you so much, Nintendo Geek. The thwomp boops. You got to get the fuck out of here." He gives him the stone. Bertha kisses Mario, gives him a little pat on the ass, and he goes flying through the ceiling. Flying through the ceiling. I can't feel my eyebrows. Does anybody else have that right now? Is it tingle? Is the
I'm
is the
afraid to take
mustaches?
this off.
Okay.
Feels natural now.
All right. Cool. I just wanted. It's like weird now.
I will say, Alex, I'm looking at you in the camera, so because it looks a little bit cleaner in the camera,
Yeah.
you look good with a mustache.
I do like it.
I don't know, man. If only I could grow a full one.
Bippity boppity.
So they escape through another garbage truck,
Yes.
just in the back of it this time.
Yeah. They jump
Yeah.
and they jump and they jump
Yeah.
until they get to the back of a garbage truck. At that point, do we go to the Koopa Tower?
Yes.
Thank
They
God.
get dropped off outside the Koopa Tower, and this is where it kind of falls apart.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
the third act.
Because
the
then
last
we also,
30 minutes of the movie.
We also have Lena going to Daisy. 'Cause
Yeah.
Daisy gets put in a special room. That's where we meet Yoshi.
The
Yeah.
Yes. The
Yeah.
practical fat
During
puppet
all
of Yoshi.
this-
Yes.
You can see more Fiona's or Lena's jealousy,
Yep.
being like, I've been by his side, and that's where I belong, and you're just, nothing. And then she's wearing a really low cut dress in the back, and then she pulls a spike out of nowhere.
A knife.
Yeah.
Oh, forgot. At the end of the bar, she got the stone.
She does get the stone.
At the end of the bar,
She does get
they
the
get
stone.
away, but
Oh
she
my
got
God.
Lena
We
got
have
the
to
stone.
completely restart now. So Mario's in Brooklyn.
Wait, because I thought Mario got it back.
Dinosaurs
No,
from
no,
Brooklyn.
she
Fuck, we
got
gotta
it
do
at
it
this
again.
point, and she's gonna go after. And she's trying to see if Daisy will join her. Like, let's have women power, and like let's defeat Koopa and fuck the Marios, and we'll do this. We'll own the world.
Yeah, and that was a great scene too, with her kind of chewing up the scene, going in there being the badass.
I feel like we're
quite liked
missing
it.
a Lena scene. There's another scene.
There's a
between
Lena
her and
scene where they're-
Koopa
they're
where
in-
they're more like she's gonna betray him.
Yeah, and she wants to Daisy because Daisy's the only one that can handle putting the stone back in to merge the two dimensions.
So she was
Yeah.
trying to take her out to.
We're missing a couple scenes, but that's okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
keep
she
There's
was
a
trying.
few scenes.
There's a lot of great scenes
Lena
between
did not
Koopa.
tell King Koopa that she's got the stone.
Yeah.
So she's trying to backstab Koopa by going to Daisy and say, "Hey, let's girl power. Let's
Daisy's
rule."
Girl
like,
power.
no, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
or,
Yeah. And that's when she tries to kill Daisy. She's like, "Well, fuck you. I'm not gonna like.
Yeah.
If I'm not gonna get you, no one will."
If we can't do this together, Koopa, then you have completely lost sight of the vision.
yeah.
I, Leah, have the higher ground.
Yeah,
I
and-
hold the stone.
And
And
then
this
we
was the
get-
moment I thought Yoshi was going to eat her alive.
Completely.
She had her whole foot.
And then she just kicks him and stabs him. And it's like,
She
oh my God,
stabs
oh my
him
God.
in like the shoulder,
Yeah.
runs away, and then at this point, I think Daisy reunites back with all the girls.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because at this point, no, Daisy does not.
Oh,
bring
so
him
that's
back.
a little bit ahead.
Daisy goes to find her father.
Right.
Because
Spike.
Yoshi has to get the spike out of him.
Yeah.
We're jumping ahead because we haven't even froze the pipes yet.
Yeah.
It-
Then
and
see,
a
that's
third
the
This
problem.
whole third act gets a little weird.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Everything
welcome.
happens pretty much at the same time. At
Ladies
this
and
point.
gentlemen, welcome to the third act. Mario and Luigi break in. They turn all the pipes, the
Because
heating
they're
system.
cold-blooded lizards.
They turn the heating system completely off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, they
They don't turn it off. They put it to freezing.
Yeah, they freeze the pipes.
I want to tell you about a man in Brooklyn who had a younger man apprentice under his wing. I don't know if he graduated plumbing school. I don't know if he completed it. But my God, He doesn't work for any corporate company.
The tests are called the pipies.
He got his ticket in Manhattan, 3rd Street, 7th floor. He only does union jobs, and the only corners he cuts is when it comes to a fucking pizza. Oh my God. Mario goes in, and this man fucking plums his heart out for the second time in this movie.
Not only that, but he's like, Luigi, don't lose your tools. Your tools are your best friend. He's always got a speech about don't lose
My
your tools.
grandfather had these tools, and they were
Keep them
handed to me,
close,
and I
and they're
hand them
always
to
there
you.
when you need 'em.
Exactly. Like a good friend, your tools will always be there. Your tools will never fuck your wife. But you know what I mean?
And then they
Bibbidi bobbidi.
then they get the jumpsuits.
And then they get the jumpsuits because they need to sneak into the
Finally, they
tower,
look
and they
like-
shut the heat off after Mario, for the second time, plums his ass off in this movie.
Reminding us all why he's the best plumber in Manhattan and Dino Hatton.
Absolutely.
That's right, man.
So from there, give me a second. So
It was an emotional moment.
From
I
there,
think it's at this point where they're like, well, what's the plan? Just go up the elevator? Well, yeah.
yeah, we're gonna go up the elevator dressed like Mario and Luigi,
Oh,
and
this is
we
where we get to
get
the best scene in the movie.
fucking hero shot. They
Yeah.
don't have the jump boots on anymore.
Yeah, no, they do.
They do. They have the jumpsuit. They got the out. They have the jump boots. They have the jump suits. They have the tools. The chapeau. They're ready to go. They fucking high five. They go, yo, we're the Mario Brothers, and we're gonna kick ass. And then they get on the elevator, and the music starts playing, and one Goomba comes in, and then 2 Goombas come in. And then like
And they're kind of playing
9 more
behind them. They're
Goombas.
kind of hiding
Yeah,
behind
And
them.
then the best scene of the movie happens
Yeah.
where they start hiding behind these Goombas and start swaying. One of them
To
hits.
elevator
Like,
music.
1,
To
2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then he
Luigi
just
starts
keeps going.
shaking his ass and then gets the entire elevator dancing with each other. And it is
To
the
elevator music.
funniest fucking thing because it is the longest scene and
It's
it
a
is
great
the
scene.
slowest
Where
scene
they can then escape through the roof.
for them
Yeah.
to escape to the roof.
And then the supervisor Goomba shows up, Phil, and is like, rah, rah,
The
rah,
doors
rah, rah.
open and they've now turned to dance with each other.
And then the supervisor's like, what the hell are you doing? But they're already up on the shaft.
Daisy discovers that her father, the king mushroom man, has been turned into a giant spore mushroom person.
Well, doesn't King Koopa himself bring her down there?
No, it's Spike and
But,
Iggy.
oh, yeah,
Right.
because they're like, who's going to tell her? I want to tell her. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell her. Oh, no, a special moment requires a special quiet
yeah,
moment.
because when she's escaping from Lena trying to stab
Yes.
her,
They catch her.
they run into her.
Then
They're,
they
like,
run
they're trying
into
to
Mario
kill
and
us too
Luigi.
because they were going to kill
Right.
Iggy and Spike because they found out that they betrayed
Koopa. Yeah.
So they band together.
Toad gets lit on fire and then they put Toad out.
Because he brought her steamed vegetables after she's like, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we get to the third act.
The last 15 minutes.
Last 15 fucking minutes of this movie.
We should say too that pretty quickly Daisy does normalize. And I have to appreciate her for this. The character
This
does
is
normalize
my dad.
mushroom spore dad.
There's
So
mushrooms on
not
the
really
plate
an issue for
when
her.
Toad brings her fucking steamed vegetables. There is
Really?
steamed mushrooms on the plate. So she's like, that's my dad. This is my aunt. This is my uncle.
Eating family.
And it's mushrooms, man. They all cannibalize each other. Completely normalized. You're right. It is the weirdest, most like, hey,
Normalized.
Luigi, I know we met for spaghetti and meatballs
Yesterday.
9 days ago at this point.
No,
because
it was like yesterday,
Time
probably.
works differently in the upside down or yesterday.
I think we need to normalize mushroom sport.
This is my dad.
Yeah.
He is a goose, a goo, just a big ball of mushroom goo
He is
attached
a
to the
phallic
ceiling.
goo.
But there's
Hovering above a throne.
A chair.
Well, yeah, but there's the phallus that comes down of the father.
And then Luigi, John Leguizamo, no problem, immediately goes
Nice
and
to meet
sticks
you,
his
sir.
hand
Hello, sir.
inside of it, shakes his hand. The whole thing awkwardly vibrates a little bit. That could be Leguizamo. And then he pulls his hand out and kind of just wipes his hand on his shirt and says, I just want to thank you for everything you've done. And
because the whole time he's like, the mushrooms have been helping us.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was about him raising his daughter or whatever, because he's still like, I'm in love with your daughter.
No, he was talking about
and
the
I'm like,
mushrooms.
the dad was never there. He's attached to the ceiling. He's not out there playing
No.
catch with Daisy.
We skip past
He's
the-
using his own flesh to
we,
save you.
We skip past the part where they jump into the chasm and Luigi's like, yeah, Mario, I'm floating. Look, I'm flying. Like, just jump.
I couldn't do that part of the
on a
movie.
hook.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Mario, don't jump. And then he jumps down the elevator shaft, and then the fungus cushions him, and then it turns into like a trampoline moment.
Right. The classic trampoline moment in any Mario game.
But that's when he fully just went for it. He wasn't afraid anymore.
Beautiful. Beautiful. At that point, we get out of the tower.
Yeah.
For the love of God, yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at the time code in Adam's glasses. We get out of the tower. Or what else happens?
The pizza isn't here yet.
The pizza.
The
Koopa
pizza's
orders
not
a
here.
fucking pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Koopa order.
They all
Can't
get
skip-
out.
time
No.
out. We
The
can't
girls-
skip. We cannot skip the pizza
Only
order.
the girls.
Yeah.
And the girls getting out.
Yeah, no, because at that point, when he meets the father, she mentions, oh, but Daniela. And he's like, oh, I was supposed to bring Daniela to
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. And she's like, well, you don't know? Because he didn't know that she was here the whole time.
Yeah.
So Mario goes to rescue the 5 ladies.
Shout out to Daniela for wanting to go to WrestleMania and not just shutting that shit down.
What a
being like,
gal.
I will go to that.
What a
Fuck
gal.
yeah.
So he goes into the vents, which is very reminiscent of Mario when he's on like
The pipes.
when he has to like skirt up and down
The
like
chains.
the fences in the game. He's like, I'm gonna take care of this Koopa. Then the one lady is like, Mario, and then there's a whole fight scene.
Mario kicks ass.
Yes.
And then they get the Goomba bed mattress down the frozen pipe slide.
Yeah. Tube slide.
The tube slide,
Yeah.
which was hilarious.
With the 5 girls from Brooklyn and the one from Queens, but she's all right.
She's
Yeah,
all right.
she's all right.
I
Doesn't
love
matter
that.
for Mario.
Oh, you're the ones from Brooklyn. Yeah, except she's from Queens, but she's all right.
But she wasn't the one that was constantly having a cigarette.
Every
She wasn't?
time we cut back to the women in the bedroom scene where they're all locked away, they're all just ripping smokes.
Well, except for the
and it
last
is
time.
the most
Amazing.
Brooklyn 1990s, 80s
There's only
thing.
one smoking.
Their best is there's the one smoking, and all the other girls are around the cigarette trying to get
Well, they
warm.
were.
Yeah.
They were all gathered around the last cigarette.
They were, because they were just taking a puff and passing it. And
Yeah.
that's the only way to tell time when
Try
you're
and
locked
keep
in a
warm.
room, right?
Give me a drag, would you, Daniela?
That's right.
Can you imagine?
They were great. Those ladies were so funny.
I
were good.
want just the conversation that was happening
They're
in
dressed
that.
to the nines.
They were. They're all going out. It was like
Heels,
Friday night.
sparkly.
Well, there's one woman dressed up in like the classic 80s workout
Oh, yeah,
spandex.
yoga
Yoga
Yeah,
pants and stuff. Yeah. Oh my God. So funny.
Turnpike and then the Goombas are chasing him.
Yeah, they go down, they chase him. Mario gets out, and at that point we're out of the tower.
We're all out, I think.
They're all out.
out
Yeah.
of
We just don't want to. We don't want to miss the pizza because in this universe, you order pizza with a gun, a light
you
gun,
order pizza with a gun, a light gun.
pointed directly at the screen.
So good. And then he gives the most ridiculous pizza order, but he's like, "Hang on, extra spicy," and it's like, "Yes, I want the
It was
Koopa
like,
special."
give me the lizards and the
Yeah.
worms and hold the mammal.
Yeah.
Said the dactyl tail, you
Extra
know.
dino.
Yeah, extra dino.
Then I'm like, wait, are they cannibals?
That was all I was thinking about.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're cannibals.
But I guess in that world, like we've evolved, like cows are mammals too, so it's
True.
totally fine
Yeah.
if they're eating other lizards, right?
yeah.
So at this point, there's a divide where Mario and Luigi. Wait, because where did Luigi go? Luigi was.
Luigi ran away with
Daisy.
Daisy.
Okay,
They got
yeah.
out with Daisy.
So it's
They're not
Daisy,
gonna fight yet.
Luigi, Lena,
Yep.
and then outside is Koopa and Mario.
Right. And
Yeah.
then it's back and forth where we get the best shot where Koopa jumps into the floating almost cement mixer.
yeah.
Cement factory.
The gravel
That makes
hopper.
sense.
The gravel-
now. Why
the
that
gravel-
was even there?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
gravel thing hanging there.
I love that
And
they.
it's the shout out to like the cloud.
yeah.
hopper.
No, not the cloud. The
hopper.
The hopper. Yeah. The clown. Did you say
He's in,
cloud
like, the
or clown?
blimp.
The clown like blimp thing.
Hot air balloon thing.
No, it's not a hot air balloon because it has a propeller underneath. It's like a clown face.
Blimp.
It's
That
not.
is in Super Mario World.
And
isn't
he's
it?
on top. Yeah. And there's like a propeller underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
Say
not
it
a
one more time.
blimp.
Say it one more time. It's going to drive you nuts.
Aircraft. Blimp. Hot air balloon.
But yeah, I do love that like they took something from the set and made a
Dirigible.
reference. to it.
Dirigible.
Nintendo Geek is fucking fuming right now. You don't even understand how much I'm going to hear about this
You hit him
later.
6 times, and then he bounces around, and then you get him. The little mechanical things.
The snaps.
That's why I kept going back at it, man.
I just love that they had this thing part of the set because it was an abandoned cement factory probably. And they're like, screw it, let's make, like, they made this little homage to it. I don't know if they intended it or not. I feel like they probably did because they made a lot of homages in this movie.
They did.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was intentional. They saw it in the set and went, haha.
Well, Nintendo probably sent them like, here's a list of photos when we got
Yeah.
the bomb, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't see how the size of it.
Oh yeah, he had already deployed the bomb.
Bomb.
And people were afraid of this thing because they kept seeing it, kept popping up throughout the movie. The father, I'm assuming, could grow bombs.
No, I think he was just transporting it around.
Oh no, it kept growing out of the fungus.
No, I think he kept transporting it around. He would drop in front of them because the fungus would like
Oh yeah, he
drop
was
it in
trying
front.
to give them.
Yeah, and so he wouldn't pick it up, so the fungus would just move it through his
Yeah.
fungus to where he could.
I don't like
Everyone
any of
was
this.
afraid of him.
Mushroom spore dad.
Don't like any of it, regardless.
So then
Keep
we
going.
normalize
see
it.
the bomb go on this little journey.
This long, it's a long ass journey that takes so long as it walks, falls down. The fungus kind of directs it.
There's your Schrodinger's gun, Adam.
Yeah,
There it is.
Schrodinger's gun. Chekhov.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's so long that they actually, due to Lena trying to put in the she now has the stone. She's like, well, if Daisy's not going to do it, I'm going to do it. So she's like, I'm powerful enough. I'm as good as Daisy. So she tries to put the stone into the bigger meteorite to merge the worlds.
Yeah.
And she dies because of it, but the world does merge.
She gets
Yeah.
splattered.
Yeah, she splatters
Splattered.
against the wall and
So
turns
this
into a
is-
skeleton.
This is the same
Immediately.
time as this is going on. So Luigi and Daisy are trying to stop her at this point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's so arrogant.
Yes.
Yeah, because
She thinks she's
they
better
were all
than Daisy.
no, they were all together up top because she falls on the grate that electrifies her.
And then she runs to the meteorite.
doesn't-
Because
kill
then this is where Mario sees that she has the stone, but then Mario
Takes his shoelaces off.
takes his shoelace off
Yeah.
and makes it seem like he has it while they run
Yes.
after her, and then they go underground and find the meteor.
It just occurred to me that there is a Koopa. Well, it's a Koopa kid, but one Lena, and she has the stripe in her hair in Mario 3. In
yeah.
Mario 3.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh my
I was
God.
curious why they put the stripe in her hair, but yeah, that was a Mario 3.
That's a good
Yeah, 'cause
point.
No
Iggy-
shit.
Fucking
Iggy and
wild.
Spike are from Super Mario Bros.
Wow.
Wild.
Okay.
So yeah, she
So
dies,
there's the
merges the
divide.
world. The bomb is still walking and its fuse is still lit.
Yeah.
And the two worlds collide
Yeah.
for a few minutes. King Koopa de-evolves with the super scope gun from Super Nintendo.
Turns Scarelli into
Turns Skrelly into a monkey, de-evolves him into a monkey. And
Into a super strong chimpanzee.
Scampanelli.
Scampanelli.
The
And-
bomb goes off before that because that's what blasts him out of the hopper.
No,
No.
no.
Once he turns into a thing, they disappear.
Oh.
They disappear,
Yeah.
and then
You're right.
And then Daisy finally pulls the stone back out to unmerge because the worlds are slowly merging. And then as soon as they come back to the world, that's when the bomb goes off and
Yeah.
blows King Koopa into the bucket after they fight for it.
And they
It's after
keep
fight for
shooting
a bit.
him with the
Evolver.
the de-evolver guns, the light cannons, or the super scopes.
The super scopes, yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to the point where she takes the stone out, I will commend Luigi on this one. This is his first solo job where he doesn't have Mario to help him.
True.
So he's like, pass me this. I need this. Like, give me this
Fuck.
tool.
We had that. You're
yeah.
right.
He did it on his own.
Schrodinger's
'Cause
gun.
He tried
Yeah.
it with the drill didn't work. And then he's like, wait, give me that thing that looks like a corkscrew. And it was that, with the two of them, that actually pulled it out.
Yeah,
They did.
yeah,
They
you're
did
right.
it.
He became more than an apprentice that day.
That's wow. Character growth, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mario had his character growth where he was more willing to believe and
It's more masonry than plumbing, so I guess whatever, right? Whatever.
whatever. He used plumbing tools. Everything's a pipe if
Everything's a hammer if you use it. So
So yeah, they de-evolve Koopa,
Yes.
and then the bomb goes off, launching him and putting him into for the second time, putting him into
back into the hopper.
back into the hopper,
and then he starts turning into the
dinosaur, like
Yes.
Bowser as we
Yes.
know him.
yes, Bowser as we
Terrifying.
know
If I
him.
was
The
a kid
dinosaur.
watching that would be scary.
Yeah,
It's big. It's a big, scary rubber mask for the most
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
until the CG kicks in and he keeps shifting and keeps shifting,
Yeah.
and then they just keep blasting him until he becomes
Ooze.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
prime
Turtle
Turtles.
still at his ooze.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He just becomes ooze.
and that ooze is what makes the Teenage Mutant
That's-
Ninja Turtles.
yeah.
Right?
And
It's
then
all the same
everyone
universe.
All the same
claps.
universe. Brooklyn.
Everyone cheers.
The anarchist country claps.
They're
Everything
like,
goes into
"Yeah,"
anarchy.
and then they
No
jump away.
leader, no ruler.
Yeah, they're super happy. They're all celebrating. They're already painting over.
They already had paint cans ready to go, which was the wildest thing. They're like, "Oh, he's dead. He's not coming back. He's not coming back. He's not coming back. All right, cool. Let's renovate."
Yeah.
Banners, confetti. Koopa is dead. It's fantastic. Daisy tells Luigi, "I can't go," and then Mario doesn't give his brother, son, lover an inch. It says, "Luigi, she means if you love her, let her go because she can't leave because they've got to figure shit out here."
Know who she is first, and then the king immortalizes back into a human.
King Bowser. Yeah.
Wait,
What?
her dad is
Yep.
Bowser?
Figure that one out, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wait, so
been
that's
had-
why she's an egg.
Yeah.
But didn't he? Wait, no.
Well, they're all dinosaurs there.
We've been had.
King Bowser. Did you notice that earlier?
Yes.
I did not notice that.
Did they say his name Bowser?
No.
Or did we
No.
just notice it in the IMDb?
it was the
I thought-
Mushroom
Maybe.
Kingdom
I thought he was like Mushroom King.
He's credited
not.
as King Bowser.
in the movie.
oh,
He's
my
Bowser
God.
because they wanted to set up a sequel.
Jesus
She stays because I want to know my father.
And he is the
And
bad
he's
guy.
not. He's the bad guy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Raised by Spoilers.
That's why he
my
wasn't
God.
Koopa. He was King Koopa, not Bowser.
Right.
Whoa!
Right. They wanted to set up a second one.
And it was right in front of her face the whole time.
They wanted.
Wow.
Wow.
They wanted to set up a second
But
one.
he barely had. He's like, "Wow, I love those Mario Brothers." That was his only line.
That's all they needed him for one day because they were going to sign him for another movie.
What a wild ending. These guys like
Bowser.
really hit it hard.
Also, Lance Henriksen would have been phenomenal Bowser.
Yeah.
Phenomenal Bowser. That voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so
He plays
Daisy
the
leaves or Daisy stays. The
Yep.
boys leave. They go home.
3 weeks later.
We cut 3 weeks later, and Daisy shows up covered in blood, and is like, "Mario, Luigi, shut the gas off. Put the leftovers in the fridge. I need your help."
Danielle is making them a nice spaghetti dinner.
She's making a nice sauce. It's a Sunday sauce.
and Luigi, he's like, "Are you done pouting, Luigi? It's been 3 weeks."
Yeah.
And then she like Terminator, like gun in hand. You won't believe-
Mario's get in the car.
Get in the car
It's
if you
your
wanna live.
kids.
Straight out. Credits.
It was also odd going back. Sorry, when he de-evolved Scapelli, that everyone cheered and was happy about it. They thought it was the funniest thing.
Well, because they're all the students of the university.
Oh, so they're like, "Oh, he's a monkey now."
Yeah, so they're like, fuck this
That's
guy.
not terrifying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'd be so terrified.
So
That's true.
Also,
That's
then
not
phasing
completely
in and phasing out.
That's true. That's
But they
true.
were talking about it on the news. That's what
Cabaldi's a monkey now.
Luigi was watching the news, being like, "Oh, let's call him the Super Mario Brothers."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she kicks in the door.
She kicks in the door. We get credits. Or do we? And we stay for the after credit scene where Shigeru Miyamoto shows up himself. To say, we're going to make a movie about your
Your
life
adventures.
and your adventures. What would you like us to call it? And two Japanese men smile and look over at Spike
And Iggy.
and Iggy sitting on a couch with a ton of like tags, travel tags,
They have like just like
or like shopping
90s
tags. Like they
hip-hop
stole a ton
fashion.
of clothing,
Yeah, yeah.
and they still have all of the price tags all over them. And there's like danglies, like they're gonna have to return all of the shit as soon as the movie's done.
Spike constantly throughout the entire movie, his jacket that he had on always had a tag hanging out.
Oh,
his
no
Really?
sleeve.
kidding.
The whole movie.
Oh,
I didn't notice that.
I'm assuming they stole clothing by before
Yeah.
we started to
because
see
they
them
Yeah.
were in the world.
because they were in the world
'Cause
already.
They
Right.
had blown up the tunnel, so they escaped first.
Yeah, and that's why their
Yeah.
clothing is so wild because I think every single time they go to the human world,
they just
they steal
clothes.
clothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, wild.
I didn't even notice that.
And they say what the Spike and Iggy adventures or Super
Yeah.
Spike
Something like that.
and Iggy adventures, and that
The,
is
the Super Koopa cousins.
Super Cooper cousins.
Yeah.
Super duper Cooper cousins. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mario Brothers movie. So, if it was remade today and you couldn't use Chris Pratt,
Damn it.
would the Mario Brothers movie hold up?
So I don't know if they would be able to make it in this fashion again, like the dark gritty.
They would not be allowed.
will never happen again.
I would love to see this done, just shot for shot remake of this movie.
The lizards being basically humans.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
This movie, I want to say it would never work because first of all, I think this movie benefits from hindsight and disconnection of time. That's what allows it to be good and funny. So it takes time for it to be good, and if he was new, it wouldn't work. Plus, we all know it would never be allowed to happen.
No,
this
they
would
would
get shut
never.
down so quickly. So no, I don't think it could. I don't think it would work out if they tried to remake it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think they can get a cast to agree to it just with the history.
Straight out, I'll tell you, I don't think Nintendo's got another Mario movie in them. Fuck 'em. Alex, does it hold up?
It's a lot of fun. I'll give it that for the first couple acts in particular. Definitely a lot of fun. The third act, you're correct. It falls completely flat on its face. And
That third act's so heavy.
and
It's
some of
so
the worst-
heavy.
I mean, the only redeeming factor is basically the pizza gag. So that's it. So that was the one redeeming
The
factor.
pizza gag and the
Yeah.
elevator.
Oh,
Those
the
were the
elevator.
two.
The
Elevator.
elevator's third act.
Yeah.
I like the story Leela is on.
Yeah.
Like the revenge of like, you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
need me. You're going to try to
Yeah.
find a younger replacement.
Yeah,
It's very,
she was just on her own
yeah.
path
Yeah.
the whole time.
There was some fun notes, but yeah, it doesn't necessarily
Yeah, but
do
the back
anything.
and forth just, it was.
I do like that in true dictator style. Literally every single person betrays King Koopa.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every single one of his henchmen.
the government falls apart completely.
Yeah.
It's wild. You
The
guys,
crashing of a government.
yeah, man, we watched this movie is way deeper than it has any rights to be. That's the funniest. Like, movie's dumb, the plot props are fine, everything's fine. So the government gets disassembled. We talk about recycling
Yeah.
and how the reason of an energy crisis.
It's just a metaphor.
in the Mario movie.
It's basically just a metaphor for the United
Hold
States
up.
beating like the USSR in a Cold War.
Absolutely, yeah, man, absolutely. Do you guys think it would hold up?
No.
The
It-
film itself?
Like I said, if it wasn't attached to the Mario name,
Yeah.
it would be this weird, just off the wall science fiction movie. But it doesn't necessarily hold up. Although, it didn't really have a lot of CGI graphics.
Yeah.
So the practical effects did.
It did look good.
It looked all right.
That's what I mean when it holds up.
The only
For
parts that sucked were the
93?
CG.
Yeah.
but that's the budget. They had a high budget.
They had a major budget for it.
So I'd say, for a fun, culty movie to, kind of just laugh at,
Yeah.
it holds up. But them wanting to be super serious does not.
I think
It
that's the
didn't-
problem is you're right. We're laughing and they're like, no, this is a serious movie. Please take
Yeah.
it seriously.
Yeah.
They tried to do it seriously,
Yeah.
but it's that retrospective that it's not serious that to us makes it funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why it didn't work back then.
Yeah.
Because everyone treated it serious and
Yeah.
this shouldn't be treated seriously.
Well, that's just it.
We've gone back and been willing to, okay, this is a joke. Everyone knows.
We're going to
this.
laugh
Yeah.
at it, right? Because if we walked, all of us as a, tied our legs together and walked out of a theater at the exact same time, we all would have been like, why did we do this? This could have been way easier if we just did single file.
parents were
and also,
expecting a Mario
what
movie.
the fuck did we just watch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that has nothing to do with Mario. Like, we would have all been furious.
It's
Yeah.
a bit too much for little kids.
Yeah.
But also too campy for the adults.
Yeah.
So it's it doesn't really fit for anybody.
Well, that was in the editing, right? They had the very serious adult, and then during that second editing, after the directors wanted very serious, Tim Burton type style.
Yeah.
It was after that they tried to dumb it down. So that's why you get those weird sound effects that were put in the sound
that.
effects
Can we
to
get
try
it
and make it, yeah. Oh
yeah. We're gonna
To
button
try and get it to be more comedic and more childlike. So that's where it actually kind of probably partially failed to a small degree, was that re-edit, that two different people fighting. Where if they had just gone with the director's image, or if they had just gone with which was kind of more the original, or this more comedic style, it would have worked. But you had two sides battling, and you created this. It's kind of like what happened. It's funny. It's the exact same thing that happened with the first Suicide Squad,
Yeah?
Oh,
Is that where you compare it to, eh?
to a small degree. Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a podcast within a podcast where we rate those brows, we bridge those brows. We're going to talk about special effects and any kind of scene that stood out, particularly in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh.
Adam,
For eyebrows,
was there anything that you would, any costume, any practical effect that really jumped out for you?
I really, really love the Goombas, specifically not the long snouted, but like the
I love the Goombas too.
the
toad
toad,
Goomba?
the toad Goomba.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but especially the toad one, he just seemed so stupidly happy because he seemed miserable, and then they put the harmonica on him, and he just had a smile the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He was
he was
loving it.
just
He was
"Whoa!"
loving life.
And then every single time he would walk, he never played the harmonica since
Yeah.
then. But as
No, he
would,
does at the end.
Oh, does he?
At the
Oh,
end,
yeah, at
he's
the
like
very end,
celebrating
yeah.
and he's playing the
Oh,
harmonica.
okay.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
But
he's literally just
throughout that, like when he's walking away from like when he gets like, you know, Lena tells him to, fuck off, get out of here. And you just hear him as he's walking because he's, weep, whoop, weep, whoop
Yeah.
with the harmonica. And it's just so adorable.
Yeah.
It is he's so innocent and pure.
Yeah.
And the face, the animatronics they got for him, he's just always got a
They did a
smile
great
on.
job with it.
They did a great
Yeah.
job. I love it.
not a thought behind those eyes.
Exactly.
Not a thought behind those eyes. Amanda.
Eyebrows. I liked Lena's. She had very high, but then it kind of went into like a thin tail down
Okay.
to like her like cat eye. It
Yeah.
was very good. Also King Koopa, nice eyebrow ridges. He didn't really
Sure.
have eyebrows, but in the nature of his hair being kind of the spiked
Yeah.
back style, very good. As far as special effects, I think Yoshi.
Yeah.
Like
pretty
I
wild.
thought it was
Yeah.
CGI.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's all practical after seeing the snake in Conan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
No, you're right.
flawless. Especially they got her whole foot down its mouth.
They did get that. They did get those stinkers down that whole gullet. Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought Yoshi was very good. I just think like all the practical, like the car crashes, like
Yeah.
it was just the use of the fire and all the sparks really made it like dynamic. It's a wonder because there was one scene where Mario's hanging off the gravel hopper, and Koopa is just firing off the gun around him. And there's one where where Mario swings out of the way, almost just in time to like miss a fireball.
Bob Hopkins did all his own stunts.
Yeah, so it's like he probably almost got hit by that fire gun multiple times.
Yeah, that sounds about right for this production.
Yep, it does. He broke his hand. Yes, it does. Alex.
Yeah, I mean, for the special effects, Yoshi definitely stands out. For eyebrow quality, I mean, I'm going to give it to the leads. I'm going to give it to John Leguizamo, Bob Hoskins, definitely
looking
rocking
great.
the brows. I
Just
feel like
looking great.
just on point, man.
Yeah.
Just on point. And, these boys, if they were really drinking the whole time, they really held it together. So, yeah,
Barely.
I enjoyed it.
I forgot to mention one thing. There was one scene where they were drinking quite heavily where Mario, well, he didn't look drunk, but John did. Or not John,
Luigi?
yeah, we're Luigi, sorry.
Yeah, John Leguizamo.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
He was clearly like, he looked like he'd been
Like
drinking.
sloshed.
And that was the scene where they were driving the truck in the beginning of the movie
Yeah.
when they're going to the job.
Oh, yeah.
He hits the turn.
Yeah, so they say go, and immediately John hits the gas, and then immediately after, like accelerates, and then hits the brake enough where I think Bob
sliding
was
door.
holding onto the door, and the door slammed into his hand, where he actually had a cast on a lot of the movie.
Oh,
I
That was like
forgot.
skin
I
colored
couldn't see
cast.
it.
Couldn't
I
see it.
forgot to
I
look
kept
at it.
looking for it.
I was looking for it
But
too.
his hand got slammed so hard in
Yeah.
that door. He
Yeah.
had a pink color,
Like a skin colored cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
forgot about that. Yeah.
If I'm gonna add eyebrows, sorry, I didn't do eyebrows. I think I really like Princess Daisy's because she had this really striking thin, but like it went up to a spike, like a hard spike.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can still kind of see it in a more recent
And then went,
pictures,
yeah,
too.
you can. And I found that very, like it attracted my attention. I'm like, whoa, holy shit. 'Cause like, it was just shocking because she did that one. She kind of did like the people's eyebrow. I'm like, holy shit.
So there's this thing we all did in the 90s as women where we really overplucked our eyebrows, and everyone had very thin eyebrows that we're all paying for until this day. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything else?
No, I'm good. That wraps it for mine.
Beautiful. Well, I really liked the Koopas. The Koopas. Koopas were great. The Koopas were
Yeah.
great. They were just so
You're
silly.
talking
And-
Iggy and Spike?
or the Goombas.
The Goombas,
The
okay.
Goombas. All of it's none of it matters. None of it's real. The Goombas. The Goombas themselves, hilarious. I just love how each one was a different sort of reptile.
Yeah.
Whether it's iguana, snake, or alligator, whatever the hell the weird ball-headed iguana thing was. They're just like, you're right. There was so much character. Yoshi being a practical effect, incredible.
Insane.
So much of this movie is really good, and so much of this movie is really, really, really bad. So yeah. Thank you very much for joining the podcast within a podcast where we rate those eyebrows. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to do the final thoughts and rating as we fucking land this plane and beat that boss. Adam.
This movie, I've mentioned it before. I hated this movie for so long, and
He gives it a 10.
I was kind of on the bandwagon of like, I would have normally, if we had not watched this,
Yeah.
if you had just asked me, I probably would have told you it was like a 3.
Yeah. Really? A 3.
Yeah.
Oh my
I would have been
God.
kind enough to give it a 3. But rewatching it now with like, I don't know, a different mindset, a different just freedom
Yeah.
of, well, I don't need to, all movies don't need to be art.
This was art.
It was art for sure.
Might not have been good art, but this was art.
This is a kind of art where they just took like paint splattering.
Yeah.
And because I had so much fun with it, I
Yeah.
can accept that in that funness, that gets probably like a 7 out of me.
Holy shit. You're going to give this a 7?
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Wow.
Not mechanically a terrible movie.
Okay.
But you know what? They had the things. They had character evolution for all of them. They had a decent like roundabout and this adventure where they had to come in back and go and, oh, who's got the stone? And like, you know, there's this fun little back and forth. They had characters turn good. And they had all the evil character had all of his turn against him. You know what? It's a solid movie. They have the rules are all there. You're right. There's something not quite right with it, but I can't put my finger on it. It seems to fit all the rules, but yet I can't quite say it's a good movie, but I did have a lot of fun.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's really good, man. That's really good. Nintendo Geek. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it?
I don't know where to go with this one because, like I keep saying, it didn't feel like a Mario movie, but it was a great, kitschy, great effects, decent story, had a very clear beginning, middle, end. You knew who the bad guys were. There was a betrayal at the end. They didn't actually say it, but having now King Bowser, it's like, what the heck? You know, is she going to be having to go against her father? Is that why she came back? It kind of left it open-ended. I don't know. I did like it. Like you said, I remember seeing it, hating it. But now, looking back at it, it's like, okay, this is a decent, like, you know, Saturday afternoon, like, rainy day movie to throw on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets all of its points for fun. So what would you
Yeah.
rate it number
Oh my
wise?
God. I would say, just taking everything to an account, maybe like a 6.57.
Okay.
Wow.
Like a solid
You guys
okay.
are
Like a
really
solid
giving
good.
this like
Yeah.
leeway, like
Yeah.
some cushion here. I was expecting
all
you to
in the fun. It was all in the
Yeah,
fun.
it's
It
a
was
fun
great.
movie.
Mechanically terrible movie.
Yeah.
But you love it. You're just there for
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
it's got its you can't help but smile kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were going to give it a 5, but I'll get to my review in a minute. Alex Austin.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5.5 or a 6, I guess. So
Okay.
I thought it was fun. It was a good romp.
Yeah.
The first and second act really held up. I could tell where it was going.
Yeah.
Third act got a little bit dicey, a little bit hard to follow. Overall, I think the acting was great. I think all the actors really chewed up every scene and just they seemed to enjoy doing the job. Like I didn't really sense it all in there that they weren't fully committed or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they used the practical effects to good effect. It was just it was good. It was
Use
good. It was
those
fun.
effects practically.
Yeah. It's so practical. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Beautiful. So 5.6 or 6.5?
5.5.
5.5.
I'll go 5.5.
5.5 for the Super
Yeah.
Mario Brothers movie.
Slightly above average.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go 5.
Really?
Yeah. I want to give it higher.
For how much fun you were having
I had I laughed my ass off.
the whole way.
I did. I honestly want to go 5. I think as a movie, regardless of us having fun, is it a good movie? Not really.
No.
The plot kind of falls apart. The last act really kind of stuck out for me. Substance-wise, there's stuff there, but there isn't enough. They underutilize a lot of their good actors, and they don't give enough of the actors they have anything really to work with. The elevator scene stuck out with me as like a cheeky, fun thing. I did like the dynamic between Mario and Luigi. It was believable as them being like guys, not necessarily brothers, but guys that work together every day.
Yeah.
They had a rapport, which I really, really enjoyed. You know what? I'll give you a 6.5. I'll give you a 6.5.
Wow.
I'll give you a 6.5.
Now you
Okay.
jumped there from a 5
talked
to a
himself
6.
right into it.
I'll tell you right out. Would I watch this again? You're goddamn right I would. You're goddamn right I would. You're goddamn right I would watch this again. I loved it, but as like it as a film and as this as a project and the show that we do, it was not as bad as everyone said it was.
No. Yeah.
It was not as bad as I remember. We all laughed. I think the the thing is like what you said, where you have to kind of like stone face and suck your lips in and just kind of watch the movie very Clockwork Orange style and pick it apart is kind of what we do here. But the flip side of it is we kind of just giggled through the entire thing because we're like, this is so fucking ridiculous. And that's okay. And sometimes you get War and Peace, and sometimes you get the Jackass trilogy. And it's okay to have both, and it's okay to lean on one more than the other sometimes. Especially for art. And man, for Mario, I would definitely watch this again. I would definitely like have a couple more. I would have maybe one or two more drinks in me and really, really be like, this is fucking ridiculous, and just laugh my ass off. Now, granted, I don't necessarily know if the jokes are going to hold up as much as a second or third viewing within a recent timeline. So that's where I think the movie kind of lands as a 6.65 for me, because they're funny now. We're all having a laugh. But if you watch Mario again in a week with your kids, you're going to be like, this is not as funny as it was the first time. Oh, no.
You give it a couple years.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's where it starts to get dicey. I feel like
if I give it a few years, and then what I'd really like to do is I'll go to Mushroom Kingdom and watch it. I feel like that'd be a great viewing experience.
We'll have a laugh, man. We'll have a laugh. But comparably, I would say 6.5 for me for the Mario movie. But thank you very much. Alex, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at AlexAustinW. You can also find us at Ronin Geekery. So
Beautiful.
For the Ronin Geek Official Podcast on Twitter. So hit us up there, and we'll be around.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Wonderful.
It was a great day of production. We did a couple of episodes, and we got some stuff done today, and feel accomplished. Thanks for joining us for Mario, or I'm sorry for having you sit through Mario.
No, thank you. It was wonderful.
Nintendo Geek.
As always, Nintendo_geek on Twitter and Instagram. Also, we are now on YouTube as like a podcast, RBS podcast on the YouTube, if you want to watch the video version of most of ours. We're starting to get more, our older episodes don't have the video, but our new ones now will continue to have video, so check those out. Also, we started a new show that will come out shortly called Instant Noodles, where me and Adam kind of watch, rate, and try to bring anime to each other that we might not have been into or known about, considering we have very different anime tastes.
Most of it's on Crunchyroll?
Yeah, a lot of my animes will be on Crunchyroll because I don't have any other like anime like subscription services.
Okay.
So look forward to that in the future, where we'll just have like a nice, fun anime show.
The book club of anime.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like this, but shorter.
Yeah.
Or we'll see just how long they go, and sometimes they go as they go.
Yeah, it's kind of how it is. We don't want to have a hard clock, because then the conversation breaks down.
Yeah.
But that's it. You can find, I don't know if you mentioned it. You can find me at RBS. I'm kind of part of both podcasts.
Yeah.
So you can find me at either RBS Pod or at Ronin Geekery.
He's the producer extraordinaire.
Beautiful.
And you also find me on Instant Noodles. That's all I've got for me.
Yeah, that's it. Amanda, you've kind of took that one from me. I'm like, I'm a Geek Movie Host, and thank you very much for joining us on an episode of the Super Mario Brothers movie. There's no monologue tonight, folks. Just enjoy and maybe take up plumbing. Maybe take up plumbing. Welcome back to Raised by Spoilers, everyone. I'm your host, Geek Movie House. But before we start, I want to just say April is Italian Heritage Month on the Raised by Spoiler crew. And I feel like you all didn't prepare for it.
No.
So I think we should restart.
Oh, yeah. What do we got? We got Mario.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I pull, for the audio listeners, I am pulling mustaches and Mario hats and gloves and the bath cap that will be the Toad crown. And the sweet, sweet, beautiful Italian flag, which I will now hang up in the corner of the show, and then we will do this all over again.
Wow.
Did you just do we forget to do it?
No, I've been waiting. I wanted your reaction live on camera. If you walked into the room and had everything ready to go,
I figured
this
you'd do this
wouldn't
one.
be so genuine.
It would have been better if you had done this when I left.
Didn't need to.
Oh my God,
I needed you to come in and just have this bit be true. I don't know how I'm going to hang this.
Well, you definitely have to wear a mustache.
There we go.
Here we go.
Somebody.
Yeah, I need a mustache.
Here.
You gotta take a
Mustache,
mustache.
Is there enough?
Oh no, I can't take my.
There's a whole thing about
I can
you
open it.
can't
I
wear
can
the
open it.
gloves. Shit, hang on.
Here, I'll do this first.
Adam, give me a piece of paper or thumbtack.
Oh crap.
There's probably adhesive around.
There is in that drawer.
My God, it's like a caterpillar.
Give me a mustache. That'll hold it.
There's more mustaches?
Yeah, there's a whole bag of mustaches.
It's double-sided, but it'll work.
Underneath the black bag.
Oh, I think this is the Luigi mustache. Oh no, they're all the same.
Now I just don't know when I'm gonna cut this. Or are we...
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Are we sure this is double-sided? Oh, it's Jesus Christ. Oh,
Yeah,
what's
it's
that
double-sided
stuff?
tape.
Okay.
The
We're gonna cut this.
Casanova, the
We're gonna
party
do
boy,
this.
the scoundrel,
We're gonna
the
have a
rogue,
laugh.
the smarty, and the bandit.
I'll go with the Smarty. That looks the most like a Mario-style mustache, I would say.
Wait. I feel like I have that
And then we'll
upside
just
down.
restart. But
I love how they're
everybody's
just
ready to go.
stapled in there.
Alex Austin, please put a Mario hat on.
Okay, we need to get all these.
So you actually want me to restart the intro?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it right.
Well,
But
we-
like, keep this for the end.
Yeah. I'm still recording right
Oh
now,
yeah,
so I got
this
something
is
we can-
hilarious.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I can't get this.
Oh my God,
this
you guys.
whole backing come off.
Yeah, the whole backing comes off.
Oh, here.
Oh man, having it attached to my mustache.
Your
makes-
actual mustache?
Yeah.
I think it's upside down too, but no, it looks right. I guess that looks right.
It's supposed to. Be,
Well, it feels like it's upside down. Like it feels like it's
It's
supposed to be the other
supposed to
way.
be like this.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like. The,
Oh,
It's Mario.
Oh,
you
oh,
kidding
with
me
the
right
hair.
It's too late for me.
It's fine. That looks perfect.
oh my God, I can't get this off.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna just wear the gloves.
I can't get this off.
Somebody help
Oh,
her.
there we go, I got it.
You got it. Okay.
What's with the buttons?
Fucking dude, I don't know. I got it from Amazon. That's why I'm like, hey, how do we all look on camera?
Ow.
Somebody give me a mustache.
I got
Do you want like the
Which
actual?
one?
Can I have two? I'll just put them on my eyebrows. I'll take these two.
Who wants the best eyebrows?
There you go. There it
I feel
is.
like I can't move my lip.
Perfect.
Yeah, we were gonna order a Toad costume, but it would have cost another like $40.
There's enough of a bit here that works.
The first eyebrow.
Thank you. No.
I don't even know. It is gonna come down.
Another eyebrow,
What are
sir.
you guys
Perfect. Thank you very
doing?
much.
Wow. Wow. My mustache is going to be a little bit aloof.
You
but-
might have to take off the gloves.
Yeah.
You look like Eugene Levy.
David, please.
This is really stuck on.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Not for me.
It's a
I
mustache.
shaved my mustache yesterday.
There you go. Yeah, that's what
I
they
shaved
you
his
very
head, then
much.
I'm
All
like,
right.
doo-doo-doo.
All right.
All right, we all ready to try?
Yes.
Oh God.
We all look kind of like a version of Richard Edson right now.
3, 2, 1.